Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial by Zelhan. Today we're going to be learning how to make this real estate listing website. Now, if this setup looks a little bit weird for you, I'm sorry, but the camera is here and the monitor is here, and as you can see, the mic is here. So at times I'm going to be turning to face you directly, but for the most part, let's look on the screen right here. We're going to be learning how to create this real estate listing website from zero. That means if you've never built a website before, you're going to learn how to build this website exactly as it looks here. As a matter of fact, you don't need to code. So you don't need JavaScript and HTML and CSS, just some good old WordPress, custom post types, and Crocoblock. Don't know what that means? Perfectly fine. This tutorial is going to be beginner friendly. So if you see what we have right here, we can go ahead and we could use the filters, and you'll learn what filters are and how to make them. Mind you, at a point in this video, there is a very awesome surprise that you're going to want to see, especially if you're interested in building a business online and building a website like this that's actually going to make you money. We have our filters so we can search for the type of property. We can go for rent. We can change the location to any and the property type to any. We can apply our filter. How many bedrooms should we have? We can change that. Oh yes, and we can change his background colors and everything. I just didn't bother going through it. But we've taught you everything. You can set up these taxonomies to sort and organize your website. We have our listing properties. We can take a look at our properties that are listed here. We have a nice beautiful picture, number of bedrooms and bathroom, the size, the price, is it for sale or is it for rent, the real estate agent that it's listed with, the socials, the specifications for this property, and everything in between. So we're very excited to share this tutorial with you. We can't wait to get started. As a matter of fact, we're just gonna get started right away. What I'd like for you guys to do is, if you're interested, if you're excited for this tutorial, go ahead and hit subscribe, because we're on our journey to 1,000 subscribers, which is a huge milestone for us, and we'd like your help to get to that milestone. If you have any requests and any questions, leave them in the comment section below. We are very active in our comments and we're helping everyone build businesses online. My name is James Roberts from Zelhan, and we are going to be building an amazing real estate listing website today. Let us get started. Alright, to get started, what we're going to do is we're going to get our domain name and we're going to set up our website hosting. The way we're going to go about this is not the way that they normally do it. And here's what I mean. In the description of this video, there's going to be a link to different website hosts. We're going to have Name Hero and a few others. What we're going to do is we are going to get our domain name from Name Hero. All right. So you're going to click on the link in the description. It's going to take you to Name Hero. Hopefully you don't have to go through reCAPTCHA like I have to go through here. And then it's going to take you to Name Hero. The domain name is going to be your .com, your .co, your .org. The name of your website, the website address. So google.com, namehero.com, that's the domain name. Most times it's going to be your businessname.com. So if your business is Pete's Pizzas, it's going to be petespizzas.com. And sometimes it can be .co.uk depending on what you'd like. And then after that, you're going to set up what's called hosting. Hosting is going to be the computer that is on 24/7 or the server that is on 24/7. That's going to make your website available across the globe. What we're going to do that's different, and I'm going to show you how to do it the regular way. We're not going to be using shared hosting, that is Name Hero. We're going to be using managed hosting, because the managed hosting solution we're going to be using is a little bit price flexible, but it offers a lot more power. What we're going to do here is that instead of using Name Hero for the domain name and the hosting, like most of the YouTube tutorials, we're going to go a little bit more advanced, where we can use more advanced and better web servers like Amazon Web Service or Google Cloud, for example. Or we can go cheaper and use DigitalOcean or Vultr or Linode. And we're going to get this by using Cloudways. So here's what we're going to do. On Name Hero's homepage, namehero.com, we're going to click domains. We're just going to purchase a domain. So I'm going to type Zelhan tutorials. And I'm not going to be using .com this time. I'm going to be using .co.uk. I know I am not in the UK. So we'll have .com. That's added from my previous session, because I was trying to set up hosting. But don't worry about it. It's going to be the same process. what I want is .co.uk. So there are different domain names. We're just going to go with the .co.uk option because it is cheap. It's added to cart. Now I'm going to click on the cart. I am going to remove the hosting that is there. So it says here that if you plan on purchasing web hosting with Namehero, and this is the most important part, because remember I told you that we're not going to be hosting with Namehero in this situation. But if you're using Namehero as a host, you click continue and then you can purchase your hosting and you can go from there. But we're not going to be using Namehero. I am going to leave the name servers as is though, because I don't yet know the name servers for the host that I'm going to be getting. So we'll get that later. So this part right here, zelandtutorials.com, is from the previous part of the tutorial that you guys probably won't see when I was trying to get hosting from Namehero and it was not working. In another tutorial, I'll show you how to get Namehero hosting. But right now it's not working. The checkout page is crashing. So let's hope it doesn't happen with the domain name. So zelandtutorials.co.uk, email forwarding, DNS management, you can get those. This is just a tutorial for me. I don't need it, so I won't get them, but you can get them. You can read. It basically makes your website available faster and it makes you have all your emails in one inbox. Perfectly fine. Not a big deal for me. So we're going to continue. All right. So I don't need the .com. Let's remove that. No savings. We are going to create a new account. All right. So once you've created your account, all right, guys, so you're going to create your account, first name, last name, email address, etc., your billing address, and all of that good stuff. Once you have created your account, you're going to go ahead and select your payment method, enter your payment details, all right, and you have read and agreed to the terms of service, and you check out. And that's what it's going to be. I already have an account with Namehero. I think I'm going to go ahead and use that existing customer account because I just need a domain name. I don't need a separate account. When I'm doing the hosting tutorial for you guys again, then we'll get a new account. So I'm just going to use the existing customer login. We're going to log in. Everything is as I'd like it. Read and agreed to the terms of service. And we are going to check out now. All right. So let's go ahead and check out. All right, order placed, continue to client area because we're going to need this section. Now I do have 8 domains here. I've had more, some are expired, some not so expired. We're going to click on domains. We are going to go all the way over to Zelhan Tutorials. Let me just make myself a little bit smaller. Zelandtutorials.co.uk. We are going to click on this one. Click on it. And everything is as we would like it to be. No SSL, perfectly fine. We'll set that up very soon. So now that we have this set up, and remember guys, once you set up your account, you're going to want to go to your email address that you used, and you're going to want to get all the good stuff happening, like getting your confirmation code and everything like that. You can go ahead and do that. I already had an account. That's something I need to show you. Now for the hosting that we're going to be using this time is Cloudways. And Cloudways is it's something that I love because you can choose where you host your website, like which server. It can be Google Cloud, it can be Amazon Web Services for higher performance websites. So like my most important clients with like e-commerce platforms and so on, always AWS, always Google Cloud. Or you can go with something a bit more budget friendly. For this tutorial, we're going to use that. I'm going to be using Vultr. For now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a new account with Cloudways because I'm actually going to be getting website hosting. Now, Cloudways is very beautiful. I won't ramble on too much. We're just going to get started. So we're going to say start free. I am going to sign up with my Google account. You can just enter first name, last name, and so on. Everybody can do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use the Google method. So I'm going to click continue with Google. I'm going to select the email address. I'm going to continue. All right. So now I need to set a password. I'm just going to select a strong password. I will describe myself as I'm a lot of things right now. So I'm going to say digital agency for this person. Yeah, I'm just going to say digital agency. My hosting spend is 50 to 250. I agree to the terms of service, privacy policy. I am going to continue. To activate your account, sign in. All right. So submit details. All right, guys, good news. So my Cloudways account has been activated. Woohoo! It took a few days, but I'll show you the process. So to get activated, you just need to go to cloudways.com. All right, so you apply for an account, then you actually go to cloudways.com. Let me get my chat out of the way, and it's going to be right there. And when you go to cloudways.com, you're going to click send a message. All right, send us a message, go to verification. Once you go to verification, it's going to automatically apply with the instructions to get verified. So I literally did all of this. So I sent them the email account that I used to sign up. I sent them links to my Twitter and LinkedIn accounts. I sent them my company's website, which, Zellhand.com. I sent them my ID. So I used my driver's license. And I also sent them my contact number. So I used two socials. I used my company's website. I used the email address, my driver's license, government issued ID. And within about 3 or 4 hours, I was verified. So we're verified. We are going to log in and activate. I understand the risks. Take me there. All right, this is good. So here's what we're going to be doing. Let's get started. Okay, so here it's telling us you can deploy more apps once your first server is ready. So to set up a WordPress install, we're just going to click next right here. And I'm going to call this, all right, go next. Actually, I need to name it first app. First app. I'm going to call this first server. And I'm going to call this startup project. I'm just going to install startup project. Then we go next. So it's saying that I can only use DigitalOcean, AWS, and Google. So let's just go ahead, set up that. Select your desired server size. I'm just doing a test website, so I can just go with a 1 gig regular server, but most times you're going to go with a 2 gig high performance. All right, so I'm just going to go with my 1 gig regular server. Let's go next. So the location I'm going to use is actually Miami. If I can use Miami, it doesn't seem like Miami is one of the options. I'll just go with New York for now then. So try to blazing platform with 3-day trial, no credit card. Yes, let's go on. I'm perfectly fine. You're all set. End. So I'm going to launch now. And remember, this is a WordPress install. You can also go with a multi-site. So that's a WordPress multi-site, and you can go with a WooCommerce installation. So I'm just going to go ahead and launch now. So it's adding my server. All right, first server has been created. Our server is here. We have an application. So after you've made your server, this is the most important part. After you've made your server, so you're going to go to dashboard. We have a server right here. So we have a server installed. Here's what you're going to do next. You're going to click on your server. You're going to copy the public IP. You're going to log into your name here, client section. When you log into your name here, client section, you're going to go to DNS management. At DNS management, you're going to add at a record, and you're going to paste in the IP address and save changes. So this is what you'll have when you're done. Once you've done that, I want you to copy your website URL. I want you to go incognito and go to DNS checker. All right. DNS checker. You're going to paste in the URL. You're going to search the A records. The address that you see right here should be the same address from your Cloudways IP, and it should also be the same for your A record. And what DNS checker is basically saying to you, it is telling you that, all right, your website domain is available across the globe on this server. This is the IP address for your server. This is the A record for it. And that's all you need to do. If you go to Name Hero, or you go to your public register, your DNS, or you go to your domain name register, and they don't have the option to add the A record, open a support ticket, tell them that this is the IP address for your Cloudways server. You'd like to have them added to your domain so you can use Cloudways for your domain. Once that is done, you're going to go back to Cloudways. All right. You're going to go to your first app. This is your WordPress install. You're ready to use this. So you're just going to click on this. You have two URLs right here. You're going to have the application URL. If you click here, it takes you to the actual website. And if you click here, it takes you to the admin panel. You copy the login URL and you copy the password. You're going to paste it in and you can log in. So the next thing that you're going to do after you've seen the IP The next thing you're going to do is you're going to copy the domain name. You're going to go back to Cloudways. You're going to go to domain management. The default, the primary is going to be this long, ugly URL that you can't share with anyone. You're going to do is you're going to add domain. You're going to paste in your URL, and then you're going to add domain. After you've added the domain, it's going to appear, but it's going to be here. You're just going to right click and make primary for the actual domain. Once that is done, it still won't work because you need to have SSL. You need to have an SSL certificate installed. So to install the SSL certificate, you're going to go to SSL certificate. Let's encrypt. You're going to use your email address. I'm just going to use one for the business, and you're going to paste in your domain, and you're going to install SSL certificate. Once the SSL certificate is installed, we're going to go to incognito. We're going to paste the URL. We're going to see if it works. And it works. Now to go to your admin address, you're just going to right click here. You're going to say WP admin. Once that happens, you're going to go back to Cloudways, access details, copy and paste your email address, copy and paste your password, and you're going to log in. And there you go. All right. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to just clean up our dashboard a bit. As you can see, there are a lot of things on it that we don't need to see. So we're going to go to screen options, and we're going to take away at a glance. We're going to click on activity. WordPress event news, we don't need that. Definitely don't need welcome. So let's get rid of that. And we can keep site health status. We're not doing a blast. We're going to take away quick draft, and that's good. So we're going to go ahead and pull server here. You're not going to have this window, but very soon I'll show you what this is and how to get it. Now we're going to just go here and we're going to visit our site because there are a few things that we have to learn. Now this says my blog. This is not what the website we're building is going to look like, but this is what it currently looks like. What we're going to work on next is we're going to work on changing this website to the actual thing that we saw at the start of the tutorial, the beautiful website that we're all here to build, where we can list real estate listings and contact agents and everything in between. In order to do that, we need to get a few things set up. The first is that we're going to have to improve our site's visibility by a process called SEO, Search Engine Optimization. It simply means that if you have a website and nobody can see what's on your website, no one can find your website, it doesn't matter how amazing your website is, and trust me, your website is going to be amazing, you are not going to get customers. And if you're not getting customers, then you have a problem, right? So what we're going to do is we're just going to go back to my blog dashboard. We're going to go to settings and permalinks, and the permalink is going to be set to post name. If it's on anything else, we're going to change it to post name, and we're going to click save. And what post name does is that it's going to tell someone on the internet that this is what our website and our web page is about that is being displayed in the search results. And it's also going to tell the website crawlers the actual thing that Google uses to learn about our website and our web page and then show it to the right person. It's going to tell that thing called a web crawler what our page is about. It helps to tell them what it's about. So it's really going to improve our online visibility. So definitely use post name. The other thing that we're going to change is just some general settings. So we're going to go to settings general. And under settings general, we're going to change our site title from my blog, and we're going to change it to the name of your business. So that's the name of our business, Zelhan Real Estate Listing, or we can say listings. And after that, we're going to use something that our ideal website visitor or customer would search on Google for our business. So we're listing real estate, and let's say we're listing real estate in Los Angeles. So we're going to say the best real estate listings in Los Angeles. That's something that you would search on Google to find this website if we're listing real estate listings in Los Angeles, or near me if we're doing it in America, or wherever the case might be. So whatever it is that your customer or your website visitor would type in Google, you're going to type that here as a descriptor for your website. And then you're going to copy that and you're going to paste it in the tagline. So I'm going to use best real estate listings in Los Angeles. So once I have that, I'm going to go ahead and copy, and I'm going to paste it here. I'm not going to change the site icon just yet, but we'll get there. our website address, it says HTTP. So if you've been following our tutorial, and I hope you have, in the hosting section, we taught you how to add an SSL certificate. So we're just going to change this to S, and we're going to change this to S because we do have an SSL certificate. If you don't have an SSL certificate, go ahead and watch a tutorial from the start where we actually teach you how to get one for free. All right. Or you can reach out to your website host, ask them to install an SSL certificate. That's going to be important for what we're doing. All right, then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to keep our email as it is. We are going to change, scroll all the way down to the end. We're going to change our week to start on a Sunday because that's the way I like it. And we're going to change our time format to 1:38 p.m. We're going to change our time zone to where we live because let's say that you're at home and someone posts a listing on the website. You want to know the time that they posted that listing as it relates to where you live, not to UTC 0, wherever that is. So you're going to change to your time zone. My time zone is Jamaica. So I'm going to just change to Jamaica actually. And there we have Jamaica. Go ahead and do that. Now we're going to click save. All right. So we've been logged out because we changed to HTTPS. Let's go ahead and click log back in. And our settings now have been changed. Now we have HTTPS. Let's see if we have a connection secure. It says connection is secure. We have the certificate that is valid. So we have installed our certificate, our SSL certificate, and everything is good. I'm going to show you something important. So on our website, as you notice, it's not very beautiful. And the thing that we need to learn about this is that our website is determined, the look of our website is determined a lot by the theme, and the features and functionality is determined a lot by the plugin. Themes and plugins on WordPress, what are they and why do they matter? Well, we just had an introduction to them, but we're going to start with plugins. Plugins add functionalities to your website. It's like an app on your phone. So on your phone, you want to send free messages, you're going to install WhatsApp. You want to watch this YouTube tutorial and subscribe to Zelhan's YouTube channel, you're going to install the YouTube app. And let's say that you want to do a search, you're going to install Google or you're going to install Safari. The interesting thing is that you can have the same plugin on different phones. So you can have, or the same app on different phones. So you can have WhatsApp on your Android and on your iPhone. And that is where the theme comes in. The theme is going to be explained a little bit later. But for now, let's work with plugins. So to add and remove plugins, you're going to go to dashboard, you're going to plugins and install plugins. Under your install plugins, you're going to see a list of plugins added. We have right here, and you're not going to see this, but I have it. It says WP Server Security Anti-Spam and Malware Scan. And I installed this plugin before I started recording the tutorial because I wanted to ensure that the website was protected. The install was protected at all times. So it protects us against hacks, spams, trojans, viruses. Is a malware scanner and integrity checker. So this is a very good security plugin. To remove a plugin, you can just go ahead and click delete. Or if it's activated, you just deactivate and then click delete. To add a plugin, you're going to click on add new plugin. Let's say that you want to have live chat on your website. You're just going to go to search plugins and search live chat. Or we have live chat here. Let's just go with that. And we're going to have a few of them come up. Talk.to live chat, that's a good one. I've used Tidio, I've used HubSpot. Let's go ahead and install HubSpot. That's a popular one. After you install HubSpot, you're going to go ahead and activate. So install the app, you're going to activate the app, and then you can set up. And it will start working for you. But we don't need this plugin right now, so we're going to go back to plugins and we're going to deactivate. And that's just temporarily. Sometimes they ask you why you're deactivating. That's annoying for me, but no problem. And then we can do a bulk action, select delete and apply. And that is good. What we've done is we've added and removed a plugin, but we still need to learn about themes. So to go to themes, we're going to appearance and themes. And the theme is basically telling us that this is what the website looks like because of the theme. So if you look at our website, like I said, it looks this way because of the theme. And the theme we have activated is the 2024 theme. You might have another theme activated depending on when you installed WordPress. Let's see what it looks like with the 2023 theme or theme. All right, this is what it would look like. And you can see it's a very different look on the website. So it's going to go back, appearance and themes. And we're going to remove all these themes because we're not using them. So just click right here and delete. Now we're going to add our own theme that's going to make our website absolutely beautiful, like the website you saw in the introduction of the video. What I would like for you to do is I want you to go to the description and you're going to see a link to Crocoblock. Click on that link to Crocoblock. It's an affiliate link, so if you actually purchase the software, we'll make an affiliate commission, but it won't charge you anything extra. But if you don't want us to make an affiliate commission, that's perfectly fine. Just go to search and Google search and type Crocoblock. Here we are on crocoblock.com. On the Crocoblock website, we're going to go to account. I have an account. I'm going to log in, and after we've logged in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the actual link and share it with you, because the link to what we need is kind of hard to find. On your account, you're going to scroll all the way down to installation, and you're going to get the Crocoblock installation wizard. Just go ahead and download the installation wizard. I'm hoping that the link to this is a lot easier to find. But if we can't find the link to this, all right, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to solutions, and you are going to go to real estate marketplace. On the Findero marketplace, you're going to click buy now. Here's what you're going to have to choose. You're going to have to choose between the all-inclusive to the lifetime. The thing that I want you to know is that you can build a lot more than what we're going to build today. So if you only want to build this website, go with the all-inclusive. It's a 1-year license, or you can go with the full-time license, one time, the lifetime license we only pay one time, or the freelance lifetime we only pay one time. But for unlimited projects, they want to make more than just what we're working on today, then you go with the all-inclusive unlimited. Just go ahead and click checkout for the all-inclusive, and you're going to add your information. If you have a discount code, you can go ahead. And after you've entered all your information, you're going to click next step. So ensure you click all these options, and you're going to click next step. You're going to enter your payment information, and after that, you're going to be directed to the account page. On the account page, what I want you to do is to scroll all the way down to the extras section. You're going to look for the installation heading, and you're going to download the Crocoblock wizard. That is installed. We're going to go back to our installation. We're going to add new theme. We're going to upload theme, and we're going to choose a file from our downloads folder. Go ahead and do that. We're going to install now. So it's missing the styles, that CSS sheet, style sheet. So we're going to go to the actual folder where it is, and this is actually a plugin that I downloaded. So what I've done is I've installed the wrong thing. So what I want to do is I want to go to plugins, add new plugin. We're going to upload a plugin and choose a plugin. It's not a theme that we're adding, it's a plugin. All right, now we're going to install. It will work because it's not a theme, it's a plugin. So plugin installed successfully. Go ahead and activate plugin. Rookie mistake, right? It's good that you guys saw that. Now that we're here, we are going to let's go for install Crocoblock. All right, so let's go. We're going to get our license key from our dashboard by going to our dashboard, scrolling all the way up and view details. If it doesn't display if it looks like this, then just go ahead and refresh, view details, and you will see your license key. Go ahead and copy your license key. After you've copied your license key, go ahead and paste it here and get started. You're going to go with a full Crocoblock installation. Go ahead and install. I'm going to go with the Canva theme, but you can use Blocksy. We have made a lot of tutorials with Blocksy and also with Astra. But we're going to go with the Canva theme for this one. We're going to use a child theme so that whenever we make changes and modifications, it's not affected by updates. And we're going to go ahead and continue. Now we're going to look for the Findero theme. This is one that we're going to use. So let's just view demo. In a few clicks, this is what our website is going to look like. All right, just like you saw at the start of the tutorial. So let's just go ahead and Findero, start installation. So we're going to install all these plugins, which is why the Findero theme was so expensive to begin with. And we have the extra plugins, but we're not going to get any of these just yet. We're going to continue. Now we are at the demo content import. we're going to append demo. No, we're going to replace existing content with demo content. I like to use this one. And we're going to continue. Now we're going to have to enter our WordPress user password. So whatever is a password to your WordPress installation, you're going to add it. And we're going to confirm. Now we're going to wait for this installation process to be completed. All right, our installation is complete. We're going to continue. And it's going to be regenerating our thumbnails. This might take a while actually. So let's go ahead and wait a bit. All right, now let me just hide this. All right, so now we are set. We can take a look at our site. We can proceed to editing page. Come on, we all want to take a look at our site. So let's just go ahead and click here. All right, so remember that this is what we started off with. And now this is what our website looks like. Absolutely beautiful. Now, here's the interesting thing, guys. This is your new website. You can click here and you can copy and you can share the link with your friends and family. This is your website. Absolutely beautiful. I love what I'm seeing here. So go ahead and check out a link, see what a post looks like. Nice, beautiful header, price, very nice layout. You can request a showing. Wilshire, Victoria is the location, property ID. We don't have much by way of the real estate agent, so we can take a look at this. Let's click on her, see if it's actually going to appear. And no, she doesn't appear. Going to just refresh. And no, she does not appear, but we'll see if that's a problem going forward. Specification, costs, description, location, ground floor. So we have everything that we would like. Let's take a look at this listing just to see if we have a duplicate of the problem. So Suzanne O'Neill. Was it Suzanne O'Neill for the previous one as well? Yes, it was. So let's go back home. And let's click on this one. Tom Noltoms. So we're not seeing the real estate agents. I don't think we have much agents here. No, we don't. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to dashboard. So right now we're just going to see if there's an issue with our installation. Let's go to dashboard. And under dashboard, we are going to go to users, all users. Let's see if, so we have this information there, one post. So we're definitely not getting the realtor agents being displayed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to dashboard, Crocoblock, installation wizard. And I'm going to rerun the installation to see if it fixes the issue. Matter of fact, this is on the Crocoblock website. I'm going to go ahead and click on one of these to see if the real estate agent is displayed. Yes, they should be displayed nicely. All right, so that's a garage listing. All right, so I'm going to go to our website. And this is our website. I'm going to look for the garage listing. And let's see if it's displayed. So it's not displayed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the installation wizard. I'm going to go full installation. Go ahead and install. I'm going to run it again. Let's go with this. Use child theme. And continue. All right, we're going to go with the Findero. Start installation. Go ahead and close that. We're going to continue. So it's installing everything yet again. I'm hoping it's a little bit faster this time, but if not, it's perfectly fine. We just need to ensure that it works beautifully. All right. So I'm going to replace this option because I don't want to have duplicates. So I'm going to go ahead and continue. Add our password like we said. Confirm. And it's going to keep this going. All right, now that we have this, let's just continue. And remember, we're going to be regenerating our thumbnails and then we're going to add our content. We've done this before. All right, so let's just wait for this. We're almost there. And we're good. So now I'm going to take a look at the site. Let's hope it works this time. All right, so we're here. Let's just click on the garages. And let's click on this one to see if it works. Garage. And it's still not showing up. So it's not showing up, all right? But here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to our Crocoblock account. We're going to go to Help Center. And we are going to contact support. We're going to log in and submit a ticket. We're going to log in with Google. And now we're going to submit a ticket. Because this part of the installation is not working, I'm not certain why it's not. See, I don't expect it to work. It's not working. So that part is not working. And on the Crocoblock's website, if I go to all agents, we have all the agents here listed. But on Crocoblock's, I don't have all the agents listed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop recording for now. You're not going to notice it, but I'm going to stop recording for now. I'm going to submit a ticket to Crocoblock, and I'm going to have them just resolve the issue. Because the thing is that if the template isn't being added properly, perhaps you're having this issue, I need to show you how to add it. So you go to support, you're going to submit a ticket. It's going to ask you for some information. Go ahead and fill that out. And you're just going to tell them that the agents aren't being added to the installation. If the agents are being added, just continue to watch the tutorial, because I'm going to show you how to do everything afterwards. I'm just not going to be working on the website until I fix that part, so that everybody can start at the same place. So we're going to have two sets of viewers. One set is going to have the agents, the other set is not going to have the agent. For those who don't have the agent, just go ahead, follow the steps that we just did and submit the ticket, have it fixed. And for those who have the agents, continue watching the tutorial, because in the next part, what you're going to see pretty much next, you're not even going to notice that, we stopped the tutorial. We're going to have the agents like you have, and we can continue with the tutorial. So I need to include everyone here. Inclusive tutorial is what we're doing here. All right, so thank you guys for watching. Let's just fix this issue and then get on with the next part of the tutorial. All right, guys, so I got some response from Crocoblock. I sent them this message that I've been trying to install the Findero template. And they suggested at first that we increase the PHP memory limit to 768 megabytes. We did that, and it's still in work. Our memory limit was at 40 megabytes. And they passed it over to their support. And they replied that we need to change the user role to editor and change the post's author, and then set the user's meta. So we're going to change the user role to editor. They also shared some screenshots. All right. All these are properties, right? And the username that I created to start the website for the WordPress installation, admin397, that is the person who is the author of these. So they wouldn't be listed, right, properly, because I'm not supposed to be the author. It's supposed to be the authors from the templates. So let's say that there's Sonia Jackson on the template. That person is supposed to be the author for Wilshire Victoria, and now it's changed to my admin, who is not supposed to be the author. So what we need to do is we need to change the user role of the imported author. So if you go back to the template and we go to dashboard, and on the dashboard, we're going to go to users, all users. You're going to see all the users here. All right. So you're going to see Mary Scott and Tom Knowltons and Jacob Scrat. So we have all of them here, but we're going to have to change all the user roles to editor. So I think it shows us that they're all subscribers here, right? So they're all subscribers. So we need to change them to editor. And after we've changed them to editor, we need to change the post's authors. So the post's authors is this what we saw right here. So I'm just opening a new tab. All right, so we need to change the author of these posts to the actual users that are right here that we're going to change to editor. And then we're going to set the user's metadata. And the user's metadata should look something like this, I suppose. So it tells you their photo, miniature photo, phone and email and position and so on. All right, so let's just give this a try for one of them. We're going to just go to Andrew Miller and we're going to edit. So we're on dashboard, users, all users, Andrew Miller, edit. We're going to change him from a subscriber to an editor. We have everything set up as it should be. All right. It says miller@example.com. Sure. Let's try that for his email. So his email is going to be millardsexample.com. We can give him a number. I don't know if that is somebody's number, but all right. And we're going to choose a photo for Andrew Miller. Now, I don't know what Andrew Miller is supposed to look like. And this isn't going to be much of an issue for you because once your template or your website goes live, you perhaps want to delete the demo data that's there right now after you've completed the design. So it's not too much of an issue, right? So we're just going to go ahead and see what we can do. I'm going to say that this guy is Andrew Miller. I don't know. I haven't looked at and the miniature photo is going to be the one beside the one that we just chose. It's strange that they give us two different photos. I don't know why we would just resize it, but okay. And the position, agent. So let's just say that he's an agent. We're going to get some dummy data for his about section. And let's just check out the social icons while we're here. So I guess we can add a social while we're at it. So I'll just add one. The thing about these icons that I don't like, they're all over the place. They aren't named or organized in a way. So you're just scrolling, hoping to find what you're looking for. I was looking for LinkedIn. As you saw, I typed LinkedIn there, but I didn't see it. And so here's LinkedIn. So I'm going to add LinkedIn. So this is my personal LinkedIn. You can go ahead and follow or subscribe or anything that you'd like to do. I'll just go back here and paste. So let's update the user. So we've changed from subscriber to editor. That's what we've done. We have completed the metadata. And now we need to update a post. So we need to update a post. So we're going to go back to visit site, right? On visit site, we're going to see Wilshire, Victoria. All right, so we're going to go back to dashboard. We're just going to look for the Wilshire, Victoria post. All posts. No, not posts, but properties. So all properties. Wilshire, Victoria, we're going to edit this. And we're going to change the author from admin 397. So properties, we can change author. Is it here that we're going to, yep. We're going to change it from admin 397 to Andrew Miller. That is there now. And we're going to save. And we're going to save. So enter a value less than or equal to 300 to 100. Enter a value less than or equal to 10,000. And we're going to show you how to fix all those issues that we had just now, if they're an issue indeed. And now let's view post. And we have Andrew Miller, and that's his number, that's his email. And now his social is there for LinkedIn. All right. And if we click on Andrew Miller, we have a bit of information. And if we go to agents, all agents, we should see Andrew Miller. All right. So we don't see Andrew Miller listed there under our agents. But all right. So the next thing that we're going to need to work on is we're going to have to work on the agents portion of the site or the agents section, because we don't have all the agents being listed. Now, it's quite possible that because we only have one more agent in Andrew Miller that's listed. So I'm just going back, Andrew Miller. That perhaps is the reason why, right? So we're going to keep working on this. And then when we get to the section of the agent section, because we're going to show you how to build the entire website, we're going to figure out why the agents aren't working. So that is the fix, guys. What I will do is I will share the link with you for how, well, so in the description, I will have the link for how to get to support for Crocoblock. And the information you're going to have to enter, you're going to use your license key. You're going to use the email associated with your account. You're going to also need the project URL, the login URL for the dashboard. All right. You're going to need the username and the password. And this will allow the team to log into your installation, check for any issues that you might have, and fix it. The other thing I want you to know is that the team is very responsive. They're very helpful, very kind, as you can see from the screen right here. And the other part is that because these sites are not ready-made, What I mean by that, it's not like you're going to install the Findero template and you're good. And most people who use Jet Engine, they don't use these templates. They're just going to build something from the ground up, and it can be nearly as complicated, but not as complicated as coding. So it's taking time for them to go through what you're building, understanding your build, and then finding the issue. And that's not just for you, for everyone. So they might take a day or perhaps 2 days to get back to you. Don't worry about it. They always get back to you, and their answers are always helpful. And this is important because if you're paying for software, you need to know that the product owner, the creator, is going to stand by their product. They're going to offer you support, and they're going to help you to make this thing work and your investment worthwhile. So hats off to the Crocoblock Support team. They're very good at what they do. And we're just going to go ahead and continue working on this site for now. So now we understand why the agents isn't being displayed, and we know how to fix it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go back to dashboard, users, all users. We do see a fair bit of users here. We can fix these, right? But what I would do is just fix 2 or 3 of them, because remember, once the website goes live, we're most likely going to be deleting all of this demo content so that the real users, the actual user, the real posts can come on and make their posts. So that's what we're going to be doing. But before we get there, on our website, as you realize, this is your domain name. You can share it with your friends and family, and they come on and they see your amazing new website. The problem is that you don't want people to just go on and see your website like that when it's not ready. Someone could come on and try to post, and the site's not ready and it doesn't work, and it frustrates them and they leave, or it's not as beautiful as yet because what you saw in the intro is not what you're seeing here, right? What you want to do is you want to put up what's called under construction. And under construction is just going to say to your visitors that, you know what, say that we're not ready yet, but wait, we'll be ready soon. It's going to prevent them from using the site. So to do that, we're going to install the plugin. We're just going to go to Findero dashboard. We're going to go to plugin. We're going to add a new plugin. We are going to look for the construction. It's right here. It's beautiful. All right. We're going to install under construction. After installing, we're going to activate. Now that it's activated, we see here that Elementor has an update available. We're going to update that soon. We're going to go to the header right here. We're going to see under construction. Let's just go to settings. All right. Under settings, we're going to close this option and we're going to go to design. Under design, we're just going to look for something that says, we're not ready yet, construction underway, but we'll be there soon. Perhaps something that's a little bit real estate-y or housey or homey, we don't know. So we're going to go with the hardware. I'm going to go with the dumper truck. I've never used a dumper truck before, so it's going to activate the dumper truck. By the way, if you guys hear the train in the background, I'm sorry. It's like really annoying. It'll be gone soon, but it's so far away, but it's still so loud. All right. So we've activated that, but it's still not ready. We need to turn it on. So we're going to click off and it's going to turn on. Notice it's green. Now, if you go to view in incognito, you're going to notice that the site is locked and not available. All right. So this is now what your website visitors are going to see, which is good. All right. So let's close that. If you turn it off, right. So, and this is where it's going to get interesting. If you turn it off and you go again to visit site, then they can see it. All right. Then they can see it. So we've successfully added our under construction page, and you're going to want your friends and family. Perhaps you're building for a client. You're going to want them to be able to see what's happening here. To allow that to happen, there are a few ways you can go about it. The first and the easiest way is you can just turn it off when they're ready and allow them to see it. Once they're done taking a look, you turn it back on. Or you can go to users, and this time you're going to add a new user. You are going to give them an account, and you're going to make them an administrator. But you have to be careful. Only people you trust should get this. And sometimes not even the client should get this, because they can delete your account as an admin and take the website. Now, you can get it back because it's on your server, hopefully. But that's a risk. So be wary of that risk before you go ahead and make that move. But if you do that, what you're going to realize happens is they can visit the site, all right? And once you visit the site, it says here that it's enabled, but you're whitelisted. And that's because you're the administrator. So you can see the website once you're logged in, which is good. So now we have our under construction set up. We're going to get some website security. We're going to have to protect our website because you don't want to spend a month or two building this website, getting everything set perfectly as you would like it. And the day before the launch or the night before the launch, or God forbid, the morning before the launch, there's a hack, there's spam, there's malware, there's some problem on the website that can't be resolved. And you don't have a backup, there was no security, and you have to start all over again from zero. This can happen. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some security of our website before we go ahead and start designing and customizing and editing our website. So we're going to go back to our dashboard, and of course, we're going to be working with plugins. And we're going to go to plugins. But first, let's just do that update. You see this circle right here? It means that there's an update available for a plugin or a theme. When you see that, wherever you are, you just click on this circle with the 1 or the 2 or the 10, depending on how much it's there. And it's going to say update available for Elementor. Ensure that you have a recent backup first. Sometimes and this doesn't happen very often anymore, but sometimes you can update and it causes a break in the website. Let's go ahead and do that and then click update plugin. So now that that is updated, we're just going to go back to plugins and we're going to add new plugin. We're going to just add in some security plugins. So we're going to go to search plugins and let's just go for security. We're going to have all the plugins here that we need. All right. So first one is solid security. I like this one. We're just going to go with this, the regular stack. So we're going to go with solid security. Really simple security. No, this is what we used to always use, but it first was called really simple SSL. Now they've called it really simple security. Just going to go ahead and install that one. They changed the name recently. We're also going to install Sucuri because that is helpful. I love the security plugin. And after that, we're going to delete that and we're going to type in the search plugins UpdraftPlus. After typing UpdraftPlus, let's hope that's spelled correctly. We're going to go ahead and install that. And that should be good. Now we're going to start installing these. And I want you to know that there is a very high chance, like 99% chance at some point during this phase of the website security setup that you're going to be logged out. Get your username and password written down and saved somewhere safe so that you can log in back. If you don't remember your username and password, go to user and go to profile or users and profile. You're going to see your information here. You can change your email. You can change your password. So set new password, copy, and you can log out everywhere else, and then you update profile. This section only appears because we're using Jet Engine and Crocoblock. This is because of Jet Engine and Crocoblock. So most people aren't going to see this, but you are going to see this because you have Jet Engine and Crocoblock. Now that you have your username and password written down somewhere, you're just going to go back to plugins, install the plugins. Then leave. We are going to look for really simple SSL. It's right here. Let's go ahead and click activate. And this one is going to ensure that you have the secure lock, the green lock, and your site doesn't appear as like there's a warning that it's not secure and scare people away. All right, you can select your hosting provider. I believe we're using Cloudways. I also like to use Liquid Web. So Liquid Web is one of my favorite because I have a VPS. Cloudways is good for personal sites. Name Hero is good as well. So you can select your host and then click activate SSL. You should have an SSL if you've been following our tutorial all the way. If not, just go back and we'll teach you how to get free SSL for your website. You can opt into this. I'm not going to opt in because I'm going to opt in with you so we can learn more about securing our website. Save and continue. We're going to enable everything here. All right, let's go ahead. And I'm not going to take these plugins, but I do admit that for a finished website, they can be very helpful. But I'm going to skip and we're going to finish now. So we have 50% secure, which is good enough, mind you. And we don't have a firewall. Now, clients of Zeland will enjoy a firewall. We'll speak more about that in the next part of the tutorial. So this is good so far. And if there are any issues, any errors, it's going to go ahead and tell us. It's possible that it will raise an error for the user demo, but we'll see what happens. So that's it for really simple security. Now we're going to go to plugins, install plugins, and we're going to work with Sucuri. Scroll all the way down, Sucuri right here. Just go ahead and activate. After activating Sucuri, we are going to scroll all the way over here. We see Sucuri. We're going to go to dashboard. We're going to apply. So we're going to do these updates very soon, guys. Soon. Let me just go ahead and dismiss this news for really simple security and just delete this for Elementor. We're going to go to settings. We're going to go to hardening and we're going to harden our website with Sucuri. The last one that we're going to run is the secret keys updater. That's because everything here changes the secret keys. And we're not going to do firewall protection. No, I was mentioning firewall earlier. Here it is. Clients of Zelhan enjoy premium firewall security from Sucuri. All right, we have an agreement with them. We have a license with them. All our websites and our clients' websites are protected by a premium website firewall. So if you go ahead and you try to apply hardening here, it's going to request a key. Notice you need to have the key. So our clients get this. But other than that, everything else is beautiful. Just going to go ahead and apply hardening for everything. Now, I assume this is going to be an issue. Verify default admin account, because so here what's happening. The users that were added to the website with the demo, one of them has the username admin and the password admin or some. So if you read here, it says if the primary user account still uses the name admin, this allows malicious users to easily identify which account has the highest privileges to target and attack. No, mine is admin 397, not the same. So we're going to go to users. We can't harden that. We're going to have to go to users and we're going to look for admin. Here's admin. To change this, which is really frustrating, and I'm going to share this with the Crocoblock team. You can't just change the username, and it makes no sense you change the nickname. So you have to change the username. What you could do perhaps is delete this user. So what I'm going to do is, guys, I'm going to go back to users, all users. I am going to delete this admin account. I am going to confirm deletion, and that's that. If I run into errors in the future, then that is why. And I'm going to go back to security, settings, hardening, and admin account. We don't need to even harden it because it's no longer there. Like, it did it for itself. So that's an issue I'm going to have to talk to the Crocoblock team about. Block PHP files, go ahead and do that. Avoid information leakage, go ahead and do that. And now we can activate our secret keys updater, and we've been hardened. We're going to go back to plugins, installed plugins. Under installed plugins, we're going to activate solid security. We might be logged out, but that's fine. We're going to log in. After logging in, we are going to see solid security. All right. We're going to go to settings, or we can look at the left side of the pane and we see security. Go to setup. We are doing, let's say it's an e-commerce website. We're going to enable Security Check Pro and go next. It is our own website. And the customers is just going to be a subscriber. Just go ahead and go next. Yes, enforce password policy. So users who create an account, they can't use a weak password like admin, as we just had an issue with that. And go next. So we're going to authorize my IP address. That way, whenever you try to access the site from your IP address, you are whitelisted and allowed to go through without security protocol. All right, go next. You can enable two-factor authentication. I won't do that for a tutorial. We can enable these firewall rules, and site check is good to schedule a site scan. And I'm not going to do anything with utilities because we already worked on that. Just going to go ahead and select next. We're going to use the default user groups, and we're not going to change anything here. Just going to go ahead and select next, and just admin is going to be able to change this information and do anything with it, and complete setup. Now it's set up. Let's go to the dashboard. It's a beautiful dashboard, guys. All right, here we go. Absolutely beautiful. I love what we have right here. Beautiful dashboard, guys. As you can see, you can back up your database, which is what we're going to do next. You can take a look at all your security news and bans and lockouts. You can check if there's any vulnerable software on your website, and if there's any IPs that's coming to your website, causing issues, posting links to adult websites and so on. You can ban that IP by yourself by just pasting it here. And this is a very good security plugin. We're going to go back to plugins, install plugins for the backup section of our tutorial. Just going to go ahead and activate UpdraftPlus. After activating, we're going to press here to start. Or if it doesn't work, we're just going to go to UpdraftPlus and settings. On here, we're going to click on settings to get to this screen. I recommend that you keep a month of backups, and you're going to back up daily at least. For a website that is very busy, you want to back up multiple times per day. But that's fine. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to suggest that you use daily and you use 28. That's the suggested settings that I suggest you use. But because this is just a tutorial, I'm just going to go with manual, and I'm going to go with 1. We're going to select Google Drive because that's where I'm going to save, but you can use any one of these cloud storage areas and save changes. Now we're going to sign in with Google, and there we go. Complete setup. And everything here is beautiful. Now, what we're going to do is just going to go ahead and back up now. The beauty about this, guys, is that if you do something yesterday that you want to undo today, you can literally just reload the backup from today or from yesterday, the one that you want to go back to, and it will work. So if something happens today that's really bad for your progress and you want to just go back to where you were yesterday, like a save point in a game, you can just use the backup and revert to that version of the site. I'm going to show you how to do it. So just go ahead and close. It says right here, you can just go ahead and click restore and click on all these and go next and you can restore. All right, so that's it for the security section of the tutorial. Now we're just going to go ahead and get into the actual design section, how to make our website look good, how to change different parts of this. Notice that we still don't have our agents set up, but that's fine. We're going to work on that soon and let's get going. All right, go back to dashboard. All right, guys. So what I've done is I'm doing this part of the tutorial two ways. The first way is going to be for the complete beginner that's not familiar with building websites with WordPress, with Elementor, with coding, and how complex, they don't understand how complex this website is. All right. For these viewers, what I want you guys to do is for the next 30 or so minutes, whereas I'm going to be speaking a lot, it's not going to be very entertaining or fun because I'll be explaining a lot how websites and the internet work. And the reason why I do this is because if you don't understand that, you're going to learn how to edit this template, and that's fine. But let's say you get a client, and these websites are fairly complex. So you can start the project fee at about 50,000 US dollars. That's what we're looking at right here. And at 50,000 US dollars, how are you going to explain to the client exactly what's happening? And if it's a different build than this property listing website, exactly how are you going to make the changes and understand what's happening? So for those of us who are not familiar with computer science and websites and how it works, you go ahead and listen to that part. There's going to be a card on screen that's going to say where you should jump to, or you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump ahead if you don't need that. For the rest of us, which is where everyone is going to be eventually, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start editing this template. In this next part of the tutorial, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to edit this entire template. But first, I've been teasing this that we're going to do the updates. So let's just go ahead and click start update on the dashboard for Jet Elements data update and Jet tabs data update. But mind you guys, these are not plugin updates in the normal sense. It's just a database update words, right? That will get our database current what's on Crocoblock. So let's just go ahead and click start update and click start update and we're good. Now we're going to go to the site, visit site, and we have to take note of a few things, all right? So normally whenever we build a website, we use what's called Elementor and WYSIWYG. Now I'm going to assume that you're at least familiar with building WordPress websites if you're trying to build a website of this complexity at this stage. But let's say that you have no idea what that means. Well, Elementor is a page builder, and how this differs, and this is going to tie into the entire study of what we're doing with advanced custom fields and Jet elements and everything like that. So let's start from the ground up. We need to understand that Elementor is a page builder that uses a technology called WYSIWYG. Now, WYSIWYG means what you see is what you get. Literally, whatever you see here is going to be what you're going to get. But that doesn't explain much because what you see where is what you're gonna get where, right? It's a little bit complicated. But here's what I'm gonna do for you. Normally, whenever you're building a website, you have to write code, right? And you're gonna write code in something like Microsoft Word. It's gonna be a lot of words, and the words are gonna be basically translated to something looking like this. But with Elementor, let's just click on Edit with Elementor right here, and you're gonna see what I mean. Let's just go ahead and close this. With Elementor, this is building the website. So WYSIWYG is what you see here on the Elementor canvas. So this is Elementor canvas with all these widgets and the actual thing that you're building over here. And you can drag a widget from here and you can add it to the thing that you're building over here. You can do some basic editing. You can change the text on the button. You can add some space around. All right. And that would be good. And this is what you're seeing here. This is literally you building the website. All right. What WYSIWYG means is that what you see here on the canvas that you're building on, this is like your code field. You're not coding, but this is where you're building the website like you would be coding, is what you're going to get on the front end. So if we go ahead and preview changes, you're going to notice that it's changed. All right, so let's go ahead and make another change. Let's say that we're going to change the text from change text for the content, and we're going to say, let's try something else. All right, it's not have to be spelled properly, but it will get you the idea. We're going to go right here, right? And we notice that it says change text. It hasn't been updated yet. So if we go ahead and publish, you're going to notice that this page is going to reload. It's reloading. It has reloaded and it changes. All right. So that's beautiful. With WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get. And just to walk you through these widgets, you have a container and a grid. Normally on a page, you have a section, and within that section, you have either a flexbox or a grid. A grid is a predefined layout of flexboxes, as you would see. These are the different layouts that you can use for your content. So you could perhaps put a header here, an image here, a video here, and a button here. Or you can put one image, a header, and another image. So these are predefined layouts or designs for your templates, for your widgets, sorry. But your flexbox is going to be a catch-all kind of situation, but it's sectioned. Sectioned very basically. So this arrow means that content is going to go from top to bottom, and this means that content is going to go from left to right. Now we have more explanations and tutorials on Elementor, but what I'm just going to show you is that you can click on this right here, and then you can click over here to add an element, and you add your element. You can click to add another element, and then you can click to add another element. And this is how you're just going to go about building your website. As you can see, it can get very, very powerful. Now, here's the thing that I want you guys to know. We have a lot of elements over here. Let me just drag the map widget on so you can see it. We have a lot of elements here. These are all Elementor elements, and these are basic for building a website. You have a button, a video, perhaps there's a bit of code. You have a search feature. You can add a button, a divider, perhaps a map, some icons, and an image. These are all basic, right? But what you're going to find happen is that we're going to get to Jet Form Builder, we're going to get to Jet Blocks, and we're going to get to Jet Elements. What are these? These are complex widgets. And complex in the sense that they come from Crocoblock, and Crocoblock is a little bit more advanced than just the basic drag and drop some static words. Well, static words, what are that? What are those? So let's go ahead and publish these changes. I'm going to show you something amazing. When you come to this website right here, now, whatever I see here in terms of Elementor, let's try something else, find the best property, that is what is always going to be there, because this part is made from Elementor. Now, the best way to think about a web page is that a web page is just a representation of data, and data can take many forms. In this situation, at this specific part, the data is text. You're watching this video or this tutorial on YouTube, perhaps. The data that you're getting on this web page is actually video, and in the comments section, it's going to be text. If you go to Amazon, the data is going to be a product. Now, you get where I'm going, right? If you go to Barnes & Noble, that bookstore, the data is going to be books, even though it's Word. It's just how the data is represented that determines what the web page is about. When you look at this website, the data is going to be rental properties, right? That's what we're doing. So this is my section I just made here, and this is static. Meanwhile, this information down here is dynamic. Now, what does that mean? Static and dynamic. Static means that whenever I come to this website for this section, I'm going to see the same thing that every 1,000 other visitors sees. It's static. Nothing changes based on the criteria. But dynamic websites are going to change what is shown depending on who appears. And it can also change depending on the criteria. That is where this dynamic website comes in. But here's a very interesting thing. This is going to be absolutely blow your mind, right? So check this out. You remember I said at the start that Elementor is a WYSIWYG. So what you see is what you get. So we saw this button here on the canvas, and it's here on the front end. And we saw this is a section that we made here, and it's here on the front end. And then we said that web pages are just a collection of data. So we can literally determine what is on our web page. We can add all video or just video and a bit of text, and we'll basically have a YouTube website, right? But here's the interesting thing. When we build an e-commerce website with WordPress, it's WooCommerce that we use. We use the WooCommerce plugin, and we add products, and we can collect payments, and we can create a shopping cart, and we can create categories of our favorite products and wish lists and everything. We do that with WooCommerce because it allows us to create product data types. But what if we want to create, for example, a rental car, or just garages or townhomes or suburban homes, or perhaps we want to create a video website, perhaps we want to create social media? WordPress isn't designed to do that by default. But here's where it's amazing. With Crocoblock and Jet Engine, we can design that kind of data and tell the website how it interacts and reacts in different situations. Now, here's where it's going to be absolutely amazing. This is all Crocoblock, meaning that this website that we have right here, that's representing rental property data types, this is all Crocoblock. But there's also something else that is happening here. We can change this to be for a car rental system, or for hotel rooms, or for Airbnb. I mean, we even did one for a car sales website just now. And it follows the exact same process that I'm going to explain to you in the next 10 or so minutes. So we've been explaining websites and how they work, and static data and dynamic data, and building web pages and what web pages and websites really are, and everything like that. You know, we've explained that for 10 minutes. And even though I sounded like I was rambling just now, I'm pretty sure you understand what I just said, because, you know, we're all smart people and your tutor is smart. So I hope I am. Here's what's interesting. In WordPress, we have the regular data types, like we can use WooCommerce to add products. The normal data type, the default data type for WordPress is actually blogs. WordPress was initially, a blogging platform. And because of that, the default data type is posts. So you go to the dashboard and you see posts, and it's going to be about a blog post. So we can go ahead and we can take a look at all posts, and hello world, let's take a look at that. It is actually a blog post. So this is the blog post. All right, that's good. But we've moved from a blogging platform to selling products and to small business websites, and to now listing real estate properties. How do we do that? We're going to do that by using what's called a custom field. And we're going to do that by also creating a custom post type. Now, custom fields and custom post types. Here's where it's simple. Custom. We all know what custom means. So a custom-made car, a custom-made dress is one that differs from what's normal. It's bespoke, mind you. It's like built to be out of the box and to the creator's creativity, and not necessarily conforming to what's normal. What's normal is that on WordPress you create blogs, or you can create a e-commerce website, as loose as that definition is. So a custom post type is a post type that is made custom from the ground up on WordPress in this situation. And the custom field adds data and criteria and descriptions and information about the custom post type. So the custom post type here would be rental properties, and the custom fields would be the address, the name, the number of rooms, bathrooms, the square footage, the size, the pictures, etc. Custom fields, custom post types. Now, how do we create custom post types, and how do we edit custom post types? We're going to learn that in the rest of the tutorial. Literally, we're not going to explain that in 5 minutes, because we're going to learn how to do that for the rest of the tutorial. What we're going to do is we're just going to go back here and see, this is the part that I created. We're going to delete that, and we're going to delete this button as well, and we're going to publish. Once that is published, we are going to go back to our website, and we're going to find that the changes have been made. Now, what we need to learn, and this is the most important part of the tutorial. If you learn anything from the tutorial and you want to understand how to edit this template and even build a similar website, this is what you need to know. how to identify parts that are from Elementor, the default Elementor page builder, and parts that are actually custom and are from Crocoblock. Two ways to do that. The first is that you can look at it and you can kind of tell what's not based on your experience, but that's not very helpful for beginning friends. Here is the second type, and it's a two-part test. The first is that you can just hover over edit with Elementor, right? And anything apart from edit with Elementor, the footer, site settings, theme builder is going to be from Crocoblock. So footer and header. Header is actually built. This header is actually built in Crocoblock, if I remember correctly. So everything is, so listing properties grid, that is Crocoblock. List of agents, that's Crocoblock. Listing property type, that is also Crocoblock. And if I remember correctly, the header inverse is also from Crocoblock. Everything else is from Elementor. That's the first part. What you can do is you can click edit with Elementor, which will take you to this page that we have right here. And you're going to find two elements on this page. The first, here we have a header. You can go ahead and click edit heading. As you see, this is from Elementor. This is what you see is what you get. You click that and it's going to be the same over here. All right. Sales. The second part is that you notice this section right here. You go ahead and right click and edit select filter. And you're going to notice that we don't see the Elementor logo. Matter of fact, it says filter for jet engine. All right, so it kind of explains itself. Let's go ahead and click on this header again. We should see the edit with Elementor. Here's the interesting thing now, because you need to understand that Elementor works with Crocoblock. So this is going to be a different section. So take a look at this. We have a filter right here. So it says edit select filter. This is a select filter, and this is built in Crocoblock. Now, in this part, we say find your property, and we have different categories. If you go to the home page and you go to edit with Elementor, you're going to say listing properties grid. So to find the listing properties grid, two ways. You can go ahead and just open link in new tab just to edit that, or you can edit with Elementor, which will take you here. And when you edit with Elementor, you're going to look for listing properties grid. You see a grid right here and it's listing properties. This might be it. Go ahead and edit. Edit listing grid, and it says listing properties grid. Now we're going to learn how to build all of this, how to change the information that you request, how to change the design and everything like that. But I want you to understand what is happening before we start to finagle and dig around and change. And I need to understand the exact structure of how the website works. So we're going to go over again because we're basically at the end. We have Elementor, which is a WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. You don't have to code. You just drag and drop a widget on the page and it's displayed. Very good. The weakness is that Elementor is mainly for normal, default, out-of-the-box WordPress websites, like blogs and for a small business. It works with WooCommerce to create product websites. Now, what we've done is we've said, all right, we don't want a static website, meaning that the content doesn't change. Like a blog, it's the same thing over and over. We want a dynamic website where we can filter and we can change information and criteria. For that, we're going to create a custom post type or a custom post that is not a blog and it's not a web page. It's going to be a real estate listing type of data, which determines the type of website that it is. And to do that, we're going to use Jet Engine and Crocoblock, meaning that we're going to have custom fields for this custom post type. So we're listing houses. So some things that houses have as descriptors, they have a color, they have a name, they have an address, they have a size, they have a description for the amount of bedroom and bathrooms. Do they have a living room, a swimming pool, solar, garage, stuff like that. And we build all of this in Crocoblock, and that's it. So what we're going to do right now, as you see, we have edit listing grid. So remember when we were here, we went to listing properties grid and we open link in new tab. This is a listing property grid. This is where we can change the design. This is where we can make some change to the color. So if you want to move from green to red, we can do that here. We can change the information that is displayed, etc. But here's the interesting thing. We're just changing what is displayed. If we make one change here, all right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to move this down here. And this is part of the next part of the tutorial, but it's going to be really cool. If I move the header from the top to the bottom, and I'm gonna move this all the way to the top to make the change even more drastic. This is what we have, right? This is what it looks like now. But currently, this is what it looks like. Currently, this is what it looks like. So what do you think is gonna happen if we publish these changes? Take a guess, and then we're gonna do it. 1, 2, 3. What do you think is gonna happen? Well, let's publish. So we're gonna publish right now. We're gonna go back to Findero. All right, so we're back to Findero. We're on the home page. Changes haven't been made as yet. Let's go ahead and refresh. And when you look at that, the change takes place everywhere, actually. Everywhere on the website that you use this element, right? It's changing. And what does that mean? Two things I want you to learn from this. The first is that if you change the actual design here, you made a change one place. So we can put that there, and we're going to leave this as is. We made the change in one place, publish. It's going to be updated everywhere that we use the element. Notice that it's changed again. Now, I don't like this. It's kind of crowded for design. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this all the way to the bottom and publish. All right. And we're going to reload, and it's going to change again. And notice that it's changed. All right. If we made a change one place, which is here where the original design is, then the design is updated everywhere else. But here's the thing. Where is it getting the data that is displayed? Because we see it's the same design, but for different properties. That means that the properties are unique, but the design is the same, right? Same properties. No. So it's different listings with the same look or design on the website. So the house might look different, but the way it's displayed on the website looks the same. Bar some minor changes, like this is either for sale or it's for rent, right? Something is happening. Well, what is happening is that we spoke about custom fields yet again. So we said custom post types are our own post types that we're going to make. We can make a hotel post type, for example, or a library or a book or Amazon. We can literally build Amazon. It's going to be hard, but we could build an Amazon kind of thing where we're selling different products, right? However, different products or different post types in this case are going to have different fields. And that means that we'll have 5 houses that we're going to add to the website. Each house is going to have a different address, a different name, for example. They're going to have a different agent listed to them at times, different amount of bedrooms, bathrooms, kitchen space, total space, land space, prices, etc. Means that for our custom fields, we're going to save them to a database. And then from the database that we save them to, we're going to pull back that data from the database and display it on the front end. So how do we do that? Well, it's actually amazing that you would ask that. I want you to go back to dashboard, just exit to dashboard, or if you're here, just go to dashboard. I would like for you to go to dashboard again, just complete the process. On the dashboard, we're going to go to post types. So jet engine, post types, and we see one right here called properties. If we turn off the jet engine only and go to built-in, you're going to see all the different post types that we have. So we have posts, which are blog posts, we have pages, and we have forms, smart filters, etc. But we're just going to go to the jet engines one. We have properties. What we can do is we can click add new, and then we will create this again. And then we click edit. All right, and we're going to have properties. Now, here's the interesting thing. We have the general settings at the post type name. So we're doing a list of properties. So it's the post type of a property. And the type slug is going to be properties. So just make them the same thing. But what we have, interestingly, are the meta fields. Now, the meta fields are going to be the custom field types, or the custom going to be the custom fields for our website. So as you see, you can add a new meta field. So let's say that Congress just passed a law. This is interesting. Congress passed a law, and it's going to say that your home is either 1252 verified or it's not. You can go ahead and create a new meta field, and you're going to say verified, and you can call it verified, and you can give it a type. So we're going to give the type just a switcher. Here we go. And we're just going to type it right here for you to remember the example. Is house, or well, property, because it doesn't have to be a house. 1252 verified. All right. And then after we say that, what we're going to do is this is going to be the switcher. And this is going to be like, if it's on, that means it's verified. And if it's off, it's not. And you can go ahead and change that. The place that you see that is right here with for sale and for rent. And the reason why I mention this is because I'm showing you how powerful this can be. You literally build whatever it is that you want, because property being 1252 verified isn't something that's real, but we could make the condition and create it. And everything's going to be saved to the database. And then now, here, for the listing property grid or the listing agent grid, which is actually isn't working, but I'm talking to the Crocoblock team about it. For this section of the website, we can decide what is displayed. And what do I mean? Well, here we have the name, we have the address, we have the price per month, or if it's for sale, it's just a price alone. So that's conditional logic. If it's for rent, then add the per month. If it's not for rent, which means that it's for sale, then do not add the price per month, or don't have that per month kind of thing. And we have the amount of rooms, bathrooms, and square foot. And we just have one picture. But what if we want to have more pictures? And what if we want to have more information? When you click on that, which everything is going to be brought in here. So we already have garages, garage size, parking, additional space, deposit required, accommodation, area size, heating, year bill. All these fields, 30 of them now, I created one. All of these fields can be displayed here now. If we try to display 30 fields here, it wouldn't work, which is why we just display the basic. And when you actually go to the property, then you're going to see what is there. Notice we have everything here: cable TV, utilities, electricity, garage size, ceiling, heating, accommodation. It's all here, guys, and it's absolutely beautiful. So what I want you guys to know is that this website, as you see, we're going to learn now after a bit of explain. I hope I didn't bore you. We're going to learn now how to edit this website, how to build it. Once you learn how to edit it, you will learn how to build it. And that's going to be the rest of the tutorial. So we already understand quite a bit about this, so we can move a little bit quickly. So let's get going into that, guys. All right, so we're going to start building this website from the ground up. To start building, we're going to keep this homepage open. All right. We're not going to work on filters just yet, because here's the thing. Here's how it works. We can't filter and sort through and select a lot of data if we don't have the thing to sort through and to filter, right? So we can't say, all right, we want properties in LA that have 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms if we don't have any properties at all listed. So we have to first build our properties. So what we're going to do is we're going to create first the property custom post type, and then we're going to add the custom fields for the property. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep this open just to keep us updated with what we're doing. So this is the first part we're going to have to do. We're going to actually build the actual data type. Then we're going to work on the design of how to display that data here on the front page and here on the actual property listing. So we're going to work on 2 designs. We're going to work on this design that you see right here. All the properties that we click on are going to look like this in terms of the layout. So if you click on this one, it's the same thing: cover image, price, information, etc., etc., etc. So we're going to work on this design after we've worked on this design, which is what is displayed here. All right. So we're going to go to our dashboard. I'm not going to save this part that I did about verified 1252 because that's not a real thing. So we're going to go to our dashboard. So over here, as you notice, we have pages and we have posts, and you can add a new page and you can add a new post. These are the default data types that come with WordPress. But if you scroll down a bit, we have properties. And for those of you who are familiar with WordPress, if we added WooCommerce, we would have products and marketing and so on over here. So we're going to create the properties data type. The way that we create the properties data type is by going to Jet Engine. So let's click on Jet Engine. Sorry, I'm not supposed to click. And then we're going to go to post types. Once we click on post types, we are going to see the properties data type. If you wanted to create a book data type, you would click add new. Let me just show it to you. And you would say books. And this could be for a library. Notice that it's added by itself. And There we go. So we have that data type. Then for the labels, all right, the labels are going to be interesting. The labels are going to be what we see here. For example, page, you can all pages and add new page. And for post, you can go to all posts, add new post. And we can also go to categories and tags. All right. If we go to properties, you're going to see something interesting. It says add new post. And I don't like that. I'm going to change it to add new properties. But first, we're just going to show you how that's set up. So we're creating the book data type, just an example. And we have the singular name. It's just going to be a book. And add new, that's fine. Add new item. We're going to call it add new book, which is good. And default is new post or new page for a new item. We can say new book, etc. We're going to leave it because as we click these, information get added by themselves. We don't need to change most times. If you go to add new, you can see add new book again, etc. Once we add this post tab, it's going to be over here on the dashboard. All right, so let's look for books. And there we go, books. Now we can change the actual logo and so on, but we're not going to be too concerned about that right now. So you notice that the logo is this needle pin, right? And you see add new book. We can change it to an actual book. Let's see if we can find a book. We are going to, all right, let's see, there's a book right here. We can go ahead and add a book and update post, and it's going to be changed to a book. All right. So it's updated. Let's refresh, and it's going to be books. All right, so we see the books right here. Perfect, fine. So we're going to go back to our Jet Engine post types because that was just an example to show you how it works. We have the books data type. We're not going to be working with that. On properties, we're going to click Edit Properties. You notice that here on the Properties side tab, it says Add New Post. We want to change it to Add New Property or Add New Listing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the labels for the custom actions that we can perform here. And for add new item, we are going to change it from add new to add new property. And we're going to copy this and we're going to paste it here as well. We're going to update this post type and we're going to refresh. Once we refresh, we're going to go to properties and we're going to add new property. Beautiful. The data type the custom post type has now been created. Now, here's the interesting thing. We're going to do this side by side. And we're going to do this like this. All right. We have some information here. All right. Now, I know this is not the ideal thing for you guys, but just bear with me a bit. So we have some data types that we need for each property. So each property needs an image, now, or a picture or a photo. How we use the photo is all up to the design. We're just talking about the data that we're adding. So the first thing we're going to have to add a photo. So we can go to meta fields. We can add new meta field, and we're going to say gallery. Now, gallery is for multiple pictures, right? But we're looking for the image. So let's look for a photo or an image. See if they have one for that. Eating, size, center, garage, parking, deposit, payment, minimum pets, electricity, bathroom, total floors. So we have the gallery. So I think what they're doing is they're displaying the images from the gallery here, and that's fine. So we have the gallery. You can click here and you can see the type of data, the field type. You can change from gallery to media. So I was looking for the media file or the media field that will determine one picture. So one picture is a media file, just one single picture. And the gallery are multiple pictures. What could be shown here, though, is a cover photo, and we'll get to that very soon. So they don't have a media field, but they do have a gallery field, meaning that you can upload multiple pictures at a time. Now we need a price field, so it's going to go ahead. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click here, Control F and price, because all this scrolling is so annoying. So we have the price right here. We need the amount of bedrooms, so we're going to click for bedrooms. And we also have bathrooms. Bathrooms is spelled poorly, so we're going to click on that. And instead of saying baths room, we're going to say bathroom. There's a typo right there. All right, that's good. And we have the square footage, so that's the size. I don't know what they would have called it. So let's look for the size or area size. That's perhaps the one. Or property size. So area size is the size of the land. Property size is the size of the actual property. All right. And then now we scroll all the way down, we have a name. So this looks like it's a name. and an address. It has a property ID. So if you go to a lot of real estate listing websites, you're going to see a property ID. I think it's called an MME number. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it is. Or some property ID. We have one here. Is it for sale or is it for rent? Well, let's look for it. But we're going to get there because something interesting is happening. We don't have if it's for sale or if it's not. And that's going to come down to what's called a taxonomy. All right. So we're going to explain taxonomies and field types very soon. Let's just continue going through the fields. We have the bedrooms, the property size, the bathrooms, the floor, etc. And you notice that everything here that is being displayed is listed here. That simply means that when you're adding a new property type to your website, someone's going to list a property. They have the option of filling in all of these fields. And you can set it so that the fields that are not completed, so if they didn't add a year built, then this field is remaining blank once it's being displayed. So you can do that in the design. So these are all the fields. Now, I remember saying that we needed the type of property. Is it for sale or is it for rent? And we couldn't find a field here for that. And I mentioned something interesting where I said, oh, that's onto taxonomy. Well, what on earth is a taxonomy? Well, if you must know, I'm going to go ahead and make this big again. We have what's called a taxonomy here, and we can go to properties and see the taxonomies. It says right here that we have property, add new property. All right. And we have the same with books. Books, add new book. We have the same with pages, add new pages. And with posts, it's a lot similar to properties where we have all posts, add new posts, but we also have categories and tags. So you can categorize your blog posts. So we might be a news website. We have some for politics. We have some for breaking news. We have some for health and wellness, some for economy, some for finance, some for, I'm not really interested in politics, but you get the idea, news. Different type of news. Sports. How could I forget sports and auto? All right. So there's that. Real estate news. But how do we add the category so that we can, group different blog posts or news posts? And under properties, we have something similar happening because we have the type of housing. Is it a townhome or is it a suburban home? Is it a commercial apartment? Is it a garage, for example? The property type. Where is it located? Located is the purpose. Is it for sale or is it for rent? All these are called taxonomies. Now, here's where it's going to get interesting. Taxonomies. What is the difference between the taxonomy and the fields right here? Well, here's what's interesting. Think about it like a product. Well, a taxonomy is going to be where you want to group or classify your listing. Right, so you can group or classify your listings based on the type of listing. We just want to see all the rentals. We want to see everything that is for sale. We want to see what is for lease. All right, so those are different types. You might also want to classify them based on location. Everything that's in a certain geographical location, because I'm looking for properties in this location. Even though we have an address field, we want to group them by location. So it might be LA, it might be the zip code, it might be the actual state, might be country if it's international, etc., etc. Another thing that they have is a type of property. Is it a residential property? Is it an apartment? Is it a garage? We've seen garages. Is it a commercial space? Is it a plaza that's being rented? Is it a plaza store, a plaza shop, or a plaza unit that's being rented versus the entire plaza? Is it a warehouse? What type of property is it? Etc. That's where taxonomies come in. Now, if you go right here to Jet Engine taxonomies, right? So we're going to go to Jet Engine taxonomies. So going to our taxonomies, we see type of housing, property type, location, and purpose. Location is going to be an easy one. So let's just click on location. This is where we're going to group properties by their location. It tells us that, okay, the taxonomy name is location, the slug is location, and it tells us which post type this should apply to. Something interesting is we could apply it to the page post type. So if we click here and we say pages and we update the taxonomy and then we refresh, you're going to see pages have a location. All right. And that's cool. So we're not going to do it for pages because that's just an example of what we can do. But the location is going to be applied to properties. Different properties are grouped by locations. And we don't have any meta fields or advanced settings. Everything is on. We're not going to worry yourself about this too much. And we're going to update taxonomy. When we go back to our taxonomies again, we're going to see one for the purpose. Now, the purpose of this rental, I'm guessing it is either for sale or not. So it's not there. It just says purpose and for properties, but I'll show you how to figure this out. To figure out how this works, you go to properties. Where is it? It's there, properties, add new property. Once you add new property, we are looking for the taxonomy purpose. You can scroll all the way down to purpose. So we're gonna Control F and purpose is right here. You can add new tags. So this can be for sale, this can be for rent, this can be for lease. All right. And you also see right here, we go back to our taxonomies and we can take a look at the property type. And the property type, I think, explains itself. I want to go back to Jet Engine post types just a bit because I want to show you something. On the properties tab, we're going to go ahead and edit. We are going to take a look at our meta fields. Now the address, what type of data goes in the address? It's a text. So we're going to say address, it's a field, and we're going to add text to it. It's the same thing with time and date, time. So date and time to get a text area, which is a lot of text. With Sweep, what you see is what again, much like a drag and drop. I haven't used that. Switcher is like yes, no, right? So it's either one or the other. So it's either available or not available, right? So it can be that it's either male or, I'm not going to say that because I understand gender dysphoria these days. It's either a property or it's not a property, stuff like that. Yes or no kind of questions. We have checkboxes where you can select multiple things. So you might say you want ice cream with sprinkles, chocolate and rainbow sprinkles. You want to have syrup on it and you want to have it dipped in chocolate. Well, that's a lot of sugar. And media, like I said, just one picture. Icon picker, you can add an icon to your post. Gallery are several pictures and videos. And media is one picture or video, actually. Radio is a lot like Switcher, except that there can be more options than just two. So for a radio button, you can have 5 different options and you can only choose one of the 5. Meanwhile, with a checkbox, you can have 5 different options and you can choose 0 to 5 of the options, right? You're going to see how these work. You have the repeater, haven't used that before, and the select, you can literally select your field, numbers, color picker, post, HTML map. These explain themselves. HTML is literally code. Color picker is like you want to add the color to the listing. So there's this thing that comes up where you can select a color from the array of colors. You'll see what I'm talking soon. And the number is like, for example, what is the contact number for the agent responsible for this property. So now that we've made it this far, we have an understanding of the fields, right? And it's easy to create a field. Like I've showed you before, you can add new meta field and it will show up. And I've also shown you how to go ahead and add new property and you can complete the information, etc., etc. All right, all positive. Everything looks good so far. Now we need to focus on the design of the actual property. So how do we design it? Well, it's going to be quite simple. To design, we're going to go back to dashboard, get a clean slate. We're going to close right here. Now to design these different areas. So like I said, we need to design this area and we need to design this area. Let's go back here. If you go here, you're going to say listing property grid, listing plans, all right, and single property. When we can design, we can edit all of these with Elementor and we see what they look like, but we're not going to go there. On our dashboard, we're going to say dashboard, clean slate. We're going to go to Jet Engine and we're going to see listing components right here below Jet Engine above post types. And we'll click on that. We're going to see everything here. So listing plans, all right. Listing properties inline for deleted. Let's look for something. Listing properties grid. This is the one that I would like. Let's click on this one. We can go ahead and view it. It's this one. So I'm going to close it because it's not properly displaying. We're going to edit with Elementor. You could edit with Elementor from the previous window. And remember that here we add the listing properties grid, right? So we know it's somewhere here. And it's actually this section right here, mind you. So this is what we have right here. The reason why it's displayed properly is because you go to list item settings and you say listing settings, you say listing source, post from properties, and it's going to show you. You can also make it clickable, meaning that you can click on these things and it changes, but we're not going to do that. And click right here to get back, and we can start designing. The thing is though, guys, we can, from dashboard, let's go to dashboard, and we go to jet engine and listing components. We can go ahead and add new listing. It's going to be posts from post book. Where's books? I'm going to say books. Listing books. We haven't added any fields to books, but that might be a problem. And you create a listing item. Once you create the listing item, listing books, it's going to be right here. The only problem is that we don't have the fields, so we can't really edit or design a listing book, but that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. We're not going to work with it. We go back here, and this is a design that we're doing. Now, notice that the size of the widget is small because it has to fit several of them on one page. So if we take a look at the settings of the page, so if you take a look at the settings of the page, I think what we're doing is we have a smaller page size. So we have the width at 370, while it's normally 1280 or thereabout. All right. And once we create one of these, like you know, it's going to update everywhere. All right, guys. So what I've done is I'm doing this part of the tutorial two ways. The first way is going to be for the complete beginner that's not familiar with building websites with WordPress, with Elementor, with coding, and how complex, they don't understand how complex this website is. All right. For the rest of us, which is where everyone is going to be eventually, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start editing this template. We're going to move a bit quickly because I would have explained all the nitty-gritty and the important stuff. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this web page, and I'm going to open a new tab. All right. So if you don't understand, remember, go back and listen to that part where I explained how everything in this website works. But if you are ready, go ahead and edit with Elementor. We're going to open in a new tab because we want to keep this tab open. All right. And I'm going to show you first how to edit this part of the website. Now, this part of the website is going to be a little bit complicated because this is built with Crocoblock. And what we have right here is the property listing post type. All right, so we've learned about custom post types and all of that. So what we have here is a property listing post type, and we're going to learn how to edit that. To edit this part, go to Findero dashboard, and we're going to go to Jet Engine post types. I made this as part of an example to explain how custom post types work, but we're going to go to properties, edit, and this is the first part. So here's what we have happening. On this website, we're going to have to collect a bit of information about the property to be listed. Every property is going to have a name. So we have the name right here. It's going to have an address. We have the address right here. It's going to have a price. The price is going to be conditional because if it's for sale, then this is the sale price of the property. If it's for rent, then we want to list the monthly price for rent for the property. All right. We're also going to have, for these properties, a number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, size of the property. And as you would realize, we need a little bit more information than this because we don't know if it has a pool. We do see a pool, but do they list that it has a pool? How about air conditioning? And does it have a garage? So what we've realized happened here is that we have a lot more information on this property, but only this basic information is listed here. On the home page, what you're going to realize happen is that you don't want to list all the information because if you do that, then you're going to have too much information being listed. However, if you right click and open a new tab and just bring that right here, each property has a lot more information. All right. So here's how this works. The first thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to create a custom post type for property listings, which is very awesome. And after we create the custom post type for property listings, we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab all this information. We need to get pictures of the property. We need to get the size, the number of bathrooms and bedrooms. We're going to need the sale price or the rental price. Is it for sale or is it for rent? We need the information of the real estate agent. So that's a separate part. We're not going to get to that part just yet. We need the name of the property, the address, the property ID that helps us to identify it when we contact the real estate agent or the real estate company, and the specifications. All this information is going to be required. What we're going to do is we're going to collect that information by going to the back end, going to dashboard. We're going to go to Jet Engine Post Types, and all that information is going to be stored in the meta fields. So we have the address, all right? Each property needs an address. So we're going to grab the address field. We're going to call it address, and it's going to be a type text because we're going to have to add text to this field. So we have the address. And don't worry about field width because that is for the back end. Matter of fact, let me show you. So we can add properties on the front end right here where it says add a property, or we can add it on the back end where we go to the dashboard. All right. We go to properties. So creating a custom post type adds it here. You can add new property. And right here, you see the address field. The address field, like we said right here, is with 25%. It's 25%. And that's all that is happening here. So that's what it is, the back end. But it's not going to matter all too much on the front end because we're not going to let our website filters come here because this doesn't look very good. It's kind of crowded. It's not for the normal person. So we're not going to use this for website visitors. We're going to teach you how to add this form to the front end so your website visitors don't see this. All right. We're going to also need to have the price. Now, the price is going to be a number. We could say it's a text, but that if we say it's a text, then when we need to apply our filter, it's going to be hard to apply a price filter for numbers to a text field. So we're going to say the price in this case is a number, and most times it should be a number. It's the same for the property size. It should be a number because it gives a number for how big the property is. It's 2,500 square foot, which is pretty big, I think. The year built. When was this property built? The heating. And this is a very important one. On heating, what I want you to look at right here, it says heating. Central heating, direct heating, and floor heating. And you can only select one. You can't select all of them. That means that this is going to be a select. And the most important part is that you're going to get the source of these options from glossary. Where is that? Here's what we're going to do. To get to the glossary where we add the options for heating, you're going to go back to Jet Engine. On Jet Engine, you're just going to open Jet Engine in a new tab. You're going to see glossaries all the way at the end. You're going to click on glossaries. You can add a new glossary if you'd like. You name your glossary heating. You're going to go ahead and add the options here. We can add a new field. Let's call this geothermal. And the label that is going to be shown to the user. I don't know if that's how that's supposed to be spelled. And we can make it the default selected. And we're going to save. Now, once we've saved this and we go back to add new property, notice that we don't have geothermal as an option. When we refresh, it's going to automatically select geothermal and the other options are going to be there. Now, this is what I want you guys to realize. This website is so robust that we can build the same thing for a car sales website. We built that website previously. So you can go ahead and watch that tutorial as well. You can build it for literally anything that you want, even for Amazon. But what I'm teaching you to do is to change and edit every part of this website so it can fit your unique needs. All right, let's continue. We also are going to grab the accommodation, and this is a select option. Yet again, we're taking that select from the glossary. And you know how to find the glossary. I believe it is right here. We're going to go back to heating. It is accommodation now. It is a select filter. And to go ahead and add a glossary, go ahead and say new glossary. You can give it new name, glossary. And the data source, you're going to set items manually, or you can get items from uploaded file. We're going to set manually. And you go ahead and add the field value, glossary 1, and the label. And you can make it the default selected. You can add a new field, call this glossary 2, and you can give it a new name and so on and so forth. But we don't need this. I'm just showing you how to add it. All right, just go ahead and delete the entire thing. All right, that's good. And we have the accommodation yet again from the glossary. We're going to continue going through the fields that we're requiring. And as you would realize, all the fields here, all right, are going to be fields that you would find on the property: bedrooms, property size, bathroom, year build, accommodation, total floor, heating, ceiling height, etc. All these information, we're going to add them as meta fields in this part of the website. And we have different types of data. We have radio buttons, meaning that you can only select one. So let's just go ahead and change that because that's spelled incorrectly. It's bathrooms, they have a typo. That's perfectly fine. And bedrooms, they are radio buttons, meaning that you can select only one of the options. You can select all of them, only one. All right. For a check-in field, so let's just close the glossary and go back here. For the checkbox, for the features, you can select more than one. So we might have AC and heating and balcony and a dishwasher. Pretty amazing, right? And the number of bedrooms, yet again, is radio button. We also have the gallery. What we're going to do is scroll all the way down to the gallery. What I want you to realize is that you can have a cover photo. So you can add a field called cover photo. And adding the fields here doesn't mean they all have to be displayed. As you would have realized on the back end here, not here, on the actual property, there are a lot more fields that are being displayed. And on the front end, we want to display a few fields. So you can collect as much data as you want and decide in which design and where you want to display it. All right. So we're just going to go ahead and add a field for cover photo. And we're going to change this not from a gallery, but to a media. And the way media works, as it's different to gallery, is that for media, you can only upload one picture or video, while for gallery, you can upload multiple. And as you would realize, we do have a gallery being displayed right here, and it's actually very beautiful. All right, then let's continue. We're going to keep it as is, and we're going to save this. We're going to update it and keep that field. All right, then. So we understand how to edit the fields. I mean, we just edited bathrooms. We can go ahead and change that here. You're going to see with the S. Let's go ahead and edit. It's going to change the S from bathrooms to bathrooms. All right. So we've learned how to edit that. Scroll all the way down. It's been edited nicely. And we have media. So cover photo, we just made that one. Cover photo, and it's type media. All right, that's beautiful. Did I select the right thing? I didn't select, I selected media. Yes, media, it's good. Now, what I want you guys to understand is that we've learned pretty much how to create custom post types. We've learned how to edit the custom post type, meaning now that you can create more than just a property listing website. Property listing is just what we're doing here. The next part of this tutorial is we're going to learn how to, let's go back to our website, to create this design. All right. So how do we create this design? And like I said, in the longer part of the video, I explain how to create this design and how to edit it just a bit. We're going to go through that some more. So let's go ahead and close this section of the website. And we're here on the homepage. The first way, so there are a few ways you can go about this. We're going to go to the dashboard. And we're going to drag this right here. So we have home with Elementor, where we can edit everything. We have the dashboard, which is good for us. And we have the actual property. So we're not going to use this just yet. So I'm going to go right here. How do we edit this design? There are a few ways to go about it. The first way is you can edit the page with Elementor. When you edit the page with Elementor, you're going to be brought here. And like I explained in that part of the tutorial where I was just explaining how this works, is you can go ahead and edit the section just like you would with Elementor. Just grab a picture. I think this would be good. Now let's try this one with the pool and select. So we can go ahead and edit it like this. This is with Elementor, but there comes a time when we go right here and we have listing grid, and this is all in Crocoblock. So what we can do, believe it or not, so I'm going to go ahead and publish those changes. What we can do, believe it or not, from this section, we can click this pencil. All right, so if we click this pencil, it's going to take us to editing this overall section. And if we want to edit what each of them looks like, now I explained to you quite easily that once you make a change here, everything is going to follow the same change. So all the data types are being displayed like this design with a picture, the name, the address, the price, number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, and the square footage, right? So all of them are going to be displayed like this. So you only need to fix one of these to change all of these. And you can duplicate it and make a different design where one design looks like this and the next design is different. Perhaps all the background is black, for example. So you can do that and you repeat it. So you don't have to change. So let's say there are 300 properties listed. You don't have to change the listing design for 300 properties. You change one design and all the properties follow suit, which is absolutely beautiful. You can also, if you want to edit this design, like I was alluding to earlier, you can click on this yellow pencil. You see it's loading, and it's going to take you to actually designing this part of the property. All right, so you can click on this and you can drag it here. So let's go ahead, and if you publish that, you'll be fine. But I don't like using this way. Matter of fact, let's try it. Let's go ahead and publish those changes. We are on here. Let's just go ahead and reload. And as you realize, the one change that we made, all right, so notice the change is just here, but it's being spread across the entire website. And if you scroll up, you're going to see the background. Oh, this background is ugly. Let me go ahead and fix that real quickly. No, I can't fix it without going back. So what we're going to do is we're going to just take this back here, all right, and we're going to publish these changes. And that is the first way, but I don't like using this part because it's very easy to get confused with where I actually am editing from. So the next way that you can go about editing this is on the front end where you see edit with Elementor, you see a listing properties grid. We know from here that this is the listing properties grid. All right, we've been here before, we've seen that. It says listing properties grid for this entire section. What you can do is you can go ahead and edit the listing properties grid. That's the second way that you can go about editing the section, and it will take you here. Absolutely beautiful. I like editing from this part of the website. The third way, you can go to the dashboard. Where is the dashboard? So we're here on the dashboard. You can go to Jet Engine and you can go to listings or components and listing properties grid, edit with Elementor. And it takes you back to the same place that we're coming from right here. So it's going to take you there. See, listing properties grid, absolutely beautiful. But I'm going to go back to dashboard because I want to keep one of the dashboards. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the icon color from green to a more demanding color. So we're going to use, let's say, red. Now, this is assuming that you know how to design websites with Elementor. So you're not supposed to be lost right now. Just click right here and go all the way to red. And let's make this a really nice red like that. And for the hover, we're going to go ahead and add a nice highlight. All right, that's good. Let's go ahead and publish these changes. Notice that we have the red. It's kind of hard to see the hover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a little bit darker at first. All right. And then now it should be easier to see the hover once it's yes. So we can see the hover a bit more now. Let's go back to the front end of our website and reload is going to change from green to red. And you notice it's changed from green to red, and we also have an highlight feature going. All right, so that's beautiful. Now, the part that I want you to understand is once we've edited that design, we can go ahead and edit anything on the design. For a matter of fact, let's just show you how the design works. So we have a cover image right here. We have a cover image. You click right here. It's a dynamic image. These are all dynamic templates. Now, in the part of the tutorial, so please, if you don't understand what these are, go ahead and listen to that part. It's kind of boring, but it does explain everything wonderfully. We have a dynamic element right here, meaning that it's going to change depending on which property is being displayed. And to get that, we're going to go right here and we're going to add a widget by clicking the plus. We're going to search and we're going to type dynamic. Not dynamic, but dynamic. And we have a few things going on for us right here. We have a dynamic image, we have dynamic field, we have dynamic link, dynamic meta, dynamic terms, and dynamic repeater. For the dynamic image, we're using that right here. All right. This section, edit text editor, and it says here for rent. But here's what's beautiful. It is the same design that is being used for sale. Matter of fact, this property that's listed here is for sale. So what is happening? You're going to go to advanced and we're going to scroll all the way down to dynamic visibility, and it's going to be enabled. Show element if condition met. So if the condition is met, show for rent. All right. What is the condition? Let's go back to the dynamic visibility. And the condition is equal term field rent. And what exactly does that mean? Well, we have to go back to our listing property, right? So we're going to go back to our property type. This one says for sale. And in adding a new property, all right, we're going to look for the property type. Oh, it's over here. So property type of housing. I'm looking for what determines, also I think it's purpose. All right, so we can't see this because these are taxonomies. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go back to our dashboard just to take a look at our taxonomies. If you don't know what a taxonomy is, I have already explained that in a long part of the video, so you can go ahead and listen to that. We're going to go to purpose, and it's either for rent or for sale. All right, so those are the taxonomies, right? It's either for rent or it's for sale. And I guess you can add a new one and say lease. All right. So you can also say it's for lease, and you can add a new tag. All right. What is it saying now here? Not there. It is saying that if the property type is for rent, then display for rent. All right. Otherwise, you're going to display the default. And the relation has to be and, meaning that it has to meet all the requirements. Now, here's the thing that is quite interesting. It's taking a look at the term field. And the term field here that it's taking a look at is the purpose taxonomy. And it's looking at the term name. All right. So it has to be the purpose, and it has to be this. And we don't have any advanced. So there doesn't have to be anything before or after our fallback. We don't need that. The reason why I mentioned this is because all of this information right here is being saved to the database. So we go back to add a new property, and it's being saved to the database. All right. So purpose is being saved to the database, and that's good. Now, in this part of the design, we're saying that whatever we display in our design is determined on what's in the database. And for me, that is amazing. The reason that is amazing is because we're doing the closest thing we do to code. Normally, whenever you code, you save the number or you save the data. So you would save for rent to a variable. And the variable is really just a container, like a candy wrapper that holds all of that information. And you refer the candy wrapper and you say, if the candy wrapper contains chocolate, then send back good. And if it contains broccoli, reply with yuck. That's literally what's happening here. If the container contains for rent, then display for rent, and if not, display for sale. That's exactly what's happening here. And we've done that without writing a single line of code. Absolutely beautiful. So if it's for rent, the condition is for rent, then display for rent. And you could change it and say if it's for sale. But I'm not going to do that because that's going to make a whole lot of changes across the website that I do not want to have to fix. But you get the point. You can do that again. The next thing that we're going to do, just go ahead and edit the dynamic link. And the source is going to be a permalink. And the reason why they use a dynamic link right here is because going to the front end of the website, you want whenever you click on this link or you click on the name, it takes you to the website. Now, here's what they could have done. What they could have done is they could have searched for a dynamic field. And the source could definitely be the metadata of the properties, and that would be the name, I believe. I need to find where the name is listed. So let's go to new property, and this is the title. I need to find where the title is saved. So is it the metadata? Post term. All right, so it's going to be the post term because it's a title. The title is a term or the name of the post. So it's going to be the post term and the title of the post. You can actually add the post ID as well, mind you, but that's not very helpful for this person looking at the website. And you can say post title. We're going to make some edits to this. We're just going to use the same danger, and we're going to make it bold. All right, we're going to make it bold, and you're going to see what I mean. So let's go ahead and publish these changes, and we're going to go right here. We're going to reload. Once we've reloaded, we notice that we have, this is the permalink. All right, remember, so this is the dynamic permalink, that our dynamic link that we did, that was there before, and this is just the name of the property that we did. And remember what we were saying? We were saying that the reason why they use this link is because once you click on it, it will take you to the property. Meanwhile, if they just use the name or the title, we could design it so it looks like this. You can't click on it to take you to the actual listing of the property. And that is why they use a dynamic link. So whenever you want it to hyperlink to the main content, you go ahead and you can use the dynamic link. All right, so we're going to go ahead and delete this because we're not going to be using that. All right, that's good. The next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to take a look at the dynamic link. We're going to change the color, the hover from green. Let's see what other colors are here. We're going to change it to the red as usual. It's going to keep changing stuff, and the address is right here. That's good. For the dynamic link, the condition is that you have to use a permalink, and the permalink, as you know, is a link to the website. And the label that they're going to be using is the title. Now, they could change from the title to something else. So here it is, jet engine field. We could change it to a custom field. We could change it to the user. We could change it to a term. But instead, we went with the title. And you can get more of these thingies. You can get more of these by just going to Jet Engine macros, and it will tell you what the macros are. This is just a macro for the title, and that explains itself. For the address, yet again, you're going to use a dynamic field, but this time you're going to use a metadata. Remember, when you were creating the property. All right, so we're going to go back. We're going to go to Jet Engine, post types, and properties. We're going to edit the properties. What we're displaying here is a meta field, so we're going to use a dynamic field right here, and we're going to get from the metadata, because these are all metadata that we added. So any part of this information here that you want to display, you're going to use a metadata. It's a metadata, so you're just going to use a dynamic field to display it. And the part that we're using is the address. As you realize, we could have also added the price, and there's the price. You could also add the year built, and there's the year built. But we're going to be using the address. And the reason why we use the address here is because whenever people are buying real estate, they want to know where it is. The address is very important. The location is what they always say. So if you were doing it for a car, then you might want to put the engine size here, which is what we did for our other design. We put the year of the car and the price and the mileage and so on. Beautiful. Now we're going to get to another complicated part. Right here we have the price, and we know that's a metadata because, well, it's right here. Price. So we have the price right here. All right, that's good. But we have per month. Now, what if it's for sale? Again, we're going to have to do something like here, where we say, if this property is for rent, then display per month. And if it is for sale, don't display this. So we're going to go ahead and edit the heading. It's a normal heading. We're going to put /per MO. We could change it per month if we'd like, but that's a lot to look at. Per MO is pretty explanatory. All right. But we're going to have to use some display conditions again. So we're going to go to advanced. We're not going to look at the layout. We're going to go to dynamic visibility. We're going to enable, and we're going to show if condition met. What is the condition? The condition must be that this property must be for rent. So we're going to click on condition equal term field. If the term field is equal for rent, then you're going to display what's here. And that is pretty much what's happening here as well. Because if you look at for rent, it also says for rent. And we look here per month, it says per month. So whatever is in content, display whatever is in content if we have the term field for rent is being displayed. All right, so if it's for rent, then go ahead and display the value our information that is here. And down here is kind of explanatory. We just go ahead and edit the icon list. But as you would realize, the icon list is a regular Elementor widget. So we're just going to go to icon. These are the colors that we've set. And we're going to go to text. Now, here's the thing that's important. We're going to go to the content, all right? And we're going to be using dynamic data to fill this part of the icon list. So let's click on rooms. Where does the text come from? It's a custom field and it's coming from bedrooms. In much the same way, you could display the deposit, all right? And the deposit is going to be something different. Now, they don't require a deposit for a rent. So let's try something. Let's try year built. And this is when it was built, 2016. Now, you can go and edit and so on, but never mind. What we're saying is that this is all dynamic data. We've explained static and dynamic data before. This is basically how we're going to go ahead and have all these properties work with a design, a feature. Oh, it says bathroom is supposed to be bedrooms. I was wondering why it wasn't showing. All right. So that's basically going to be showing us how we have our icon list using dynamic data from Crocoblock. It's all about the custom field. Where do you get it from? And if you scroll all the way up, you realize that there are a lot of places that you can get it from. You can even have the user photo. All right. And that's kind of how we're going to build the section for the real estate agents. And you can add rooms after. Now you can change this to rooms a lot or alt, and it's going to be there. So this is just a formatting thing, not much to be excited about. And it's the same way with all the other icons. The only thing that I should point out is that we do have a custom icon here. We can create our own SVGs and upload, but these work beautifully for us right now. And so on and so forth. It's the same thing, custom field, property size, custom field, bathrooms. All right. So why isn't this saying the custom field is the bathroom? So it's not display. Oh, there it is now. No, it's not displaying from bathrooms. So I'm guessing that something is wrong with the bathrooms, because let's go to history, and I'm gonna go here and here. This is good. We're gonna edit the icon list. If we go to bats, it's not using the bats field. That's the problem that I'm seeing here. So what exactly is happening? It's not using anything. And if we click bathrooms, it's not going to be displayed like you just saw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to post types. I'm going to go to bathrooms. I wonder if it's because I made those changes. Bathrooms, field, radio, glossary. Okay. Okay, so I think what happened is that I changed the glossary. So I just go back to Jet Engine, because it says here that the glossary should be bats rooms. And I think I changed the glossary to the correct spelling. I did not change the glossary, actually. I actually did not change the glossary. So it says baths rooms. But I think the field, I need to change this back because that's the database. I think that's what's happening. So I'm going to go ahead and update the post. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here. I'm going to publish these changes. All right. I'm going to go ahead and reload because I think it's a change I made with bats, rooms, and the verbal name, and see how that works. And it's still working. Edit icon list bats, custom field, and now it's working. So it's because I changed baths room. So this is the name of the verb that they're going to be saved in on the back end. All right, so I changed this to bathroom, and that messed up the variable. So whatever was there previously is going to be stored in baths rooms. So once I change it to bathrooms, the data for these properties wouldn't be displayed again properly. So we fixed it. So as you would realize, we can go ahead and fix our own issues. And that is it for the design. Now, here's the thing that's beautiful. You can use a different design. So let's just go to some popular real estate websites. Let's go to Trulia. All right. Let's see what they have going on here. I'm going to look for place is in Myrtle Beach. I like Myrtle Beach, guys. That place is beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. So let's go to Myrtle Beach. And this is how they've decided to do their displays. All right. I think I've been here before. All right. So this is how they've decided to display. They have the price, what type it is, number of bathrooms. Oh, well, it's a studio. I mean, it's only one bedroom. Square footage and address, and who's listing it. And this is a cover photo you can add to wish list. I'm pretty sure that we can add a wish list function to our website, but that's for the future. This is another one. This is in Jamaica, by the way, guys. They must be crazy. 190,000 for that. I know, right? But anyway, this is how they've decided to display it. So we can create these designs. You know, we can create these designs. We just look at it and we edit our property accordingly. So we add so we have the image over here. That's what we would do. We would use this. We could use this. We could copy and paste the dynamic image. And then we're going to have the price. All right. So we're going to have the price. We're going to paste the price and we're going to make it a little bit bigger because, you know, yeah, we have the price. And then we're going to have the address. Just go ahead and grab the address and paste it right here. And then we're going to have the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, and so on. Grab and copy, and we're going to paste it right here. And we're going to have to make this section about 300. All right. I think that's what this is. I think this is what, 300? This is 370. So we're going to make this 370. We're going to have to make the price a little bit smaller so it fits. And as you would realize, guys, we're going to make this icon list default. Can make it inline. And as you realize, guys, we can go ahead and make the design. So this is just a matter of preference and design. Now we know how to edit this part. Now we know how to edit this part of the website. What we're going to learn next is how to edit this part of the template. All right, we're going to learn how to edit that. And like I said, there are many ways you can go about finding this. I'm going to close this window. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to close. No, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to close this and I'm not going to save. I'm not going to save. So let's leave. Don't save. We're going to learn to edit here. What we can do is we can go to edit with Elementor. All right. And you see everything that's here. This is a single property. That's what we're going to have to edit if we want to edit this overall design. If we click edit with Elementor listing property grid, we know that is this. All right. So that's this. We have listing plans. So it's a listing item. We don't know what that is. So we can open link in new tab and it will show us its true appearance. So that is this section of the property. And it's interesting to see that this is actually dynamically created as well. It's not just part of the design. That's good. And we have the header, the footer, and single property. Now, single property is going to be this overall design that you see right here. But what we've realized is that after they've designed all of this, they've gone ahead and they've added the floor plans, which is this part here, and they've added the similar properties. So this design is actually 3 different designs in one. It's the first part, which is all of this, as you're going to see right here for single property. So there it is, all of this for single property. And then we add this intersection. The floor plan is going to be right here, a listing grid, listing plans. And then we're going to add similar properties. So we have a bit going on now. What we can do is we can go ahead and edit this section. We edit this section in much the same way that we edited the previous part. And because we know it's called single property, from the dashboard, we can go to listing components and look for single property. It's not going to be there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Crocoblock theme builder. Here we have single property, and that's a layout. We're going to have a default header, a default footer, and then we have a single property. If you want to edit that single property, you're going to click right here and you're going to edit content. You're going to notice it's going to appear by itself. Just give it some time. But as you realize, that's a little bit harder to find because it could be in Jet Engine or it could be on a Crocoblock. So you might just want to use the edit with Elementor from the front end of where you want to edit. And here we are. Yet again, sorry. It's the same thing. And like I said, we can change this design. We can move this all the way up if we want, or we can let it stay where it is. We can add an element right here, etc., etc. We don't need to worry too much about the design because once we've learned how to edit the previous part, where we looked at go right here to visit site. Once we learn how to edit the listing properties grid and edit the listing property part of the grid, that's going to be duplicated across the entire website. It's pretty much the same process here again. Dynamic data, dynamic data, dynamic data with a bit of editing, perhaps some display condition. And you can go ahead and change this design if you'd like, and you can change the colors and etc., etc. You can do all that you would like to do. Remember, it is dynamic information, so it's going to be the gallery. You can also use the cover photo. Where is that? Oh, there it is. It's cover photo, but we never added a cover photo to this image. And as you realize, guys, this is just absolutely beautiful, absolutely powerful. So now that we actually know how to we know how to create the custom post type, we know how to design and display the custom post type. We also know how to edit with Elementor, so we can go ahead and go back here to the home page, and we're going to just fix this horrible thing that we're looking at. We know how to do all of that. The next thing we're going to work on is we're going to work on just getting those filters up and running. Filters, beautiful. Filters, as we see right here, is going to make our website usable because the filters are going to say to us that, you know what? We have 100,000 properties listed. I don't want to look through 100,000 properties. What I want is a property that's about 170,000 to $250,000. It has to be in a certain location, LA, and it has to be for sale. Let's search through all of those, and it makes the website more usable. So we're going to learn how to do filters next. After we've learned to do filters, we're going to learn how to do the profile part. So we're going to have to learn how to, we're going to have to fix this agent section, guys. I'm speaking currently. So here's one being displayed. I'm speaking currently with the Crocoblock team, and I'm pretty sure they'll help us figure out what's happening here. And we'll go from there. So we're making good progress, guys. So let's get to the filters section, the most interesting part of the tutorial, mind you. I was going to go ahead and start working on the filters, but I just couldn't keep looking at this. Like, this is so horrible. This looks so horrible. So we're going to fix this area that isn't being displayed nicely. We're also going to take a look at the header and the footer. All right. And we're also going to take a look at our call to action, our colors, our branding. We still have the WordPress logo here. We don't have our official logo. And we're going to take a look at filters. So first, let's just go ahead and fix this area. It's going to have an edit section. Go to style. We're going to change from repeat X to no repeat. Notice we have the blank space at the end. So we're going to change the display size to cover. We have something looking a bit better now. I don't like the view we have right here. It's not the best, really, to be honest. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the image. Let's see if we can find something a bit more likable. And really, for a fact, what I'm noticing is that these images, they aren't very good quality, mind you. They don't look beautiful. They're not beautiful. Like, they look nice when they're small, but once they've been expanded to fit this entire area, they don't look so good. And why do we have so many copies of the same image here? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab a nice picture. All right, let's try this one. It doesn't look good. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a nice picture. This is a lesson for you in the future. So let's say that you're building this website and you want to get a stock photo, right? You don't have actual pictures that you have taken, your own personal pictures, and you want to get stock photos from the internet. Do not do this. Do not go to Google and type real estate pictures and go to images see something beautiful, I'm like, oh yes, this could work. No, don't do that. Because as you see right here, it says images might be subject to copyright. It means that if you just use an image and it's not allowed for you to use it, you can get sued. And this has happened before. So as best as possible, try to avoid using just Google. I mean, if you have to use Google, there's nothing wrong with Google. Go to tools. Is it tools we're going? Yes. Go to usage rights and get Creative Commons. Creative Commons is basically saying that this image is licensed for you to use on your projects. We see one right here. Let's click on this one, and we don't know the license details. So click on license detail, and what you want to see is CC 2.0. So it says here that you're free to share, you're free to adapt, and you must give appropriate credit, provide a link to the license, and indicate if changes were made. So you have to give credit. So we're not going to use this image, but there are a few websites that you can go to get free images without needing to pay. Wow, look at this. This is actually beautiful. And there was one next to it. This one as well. This is actually very beautiful. This is beautiful. And here's the thing, guys. So you're building a premium website and you want your website to look beautiful. It might be in your best interest to actually buy premium images, buy pictures from premium places like Shutterstock and Adobe Stock, because it's going to give your website a premium look, a premium feel, and that goes a far way in getting clients and customers for your website. So what we're going to do is we're just going to keep on, we're not going to use this picture, but we're going to go to the free image websites. We're going to go to a few. The first one is Pixabay. Pixabay is right here. You can type real estate. Oh, look, we still have real estate right here. Let's go ahead and look for that. And these are from Shutterstock, I believe. iStock, premium images, but these are free for us to use. As you see, some of these are pictures that's already on the website. All right. Another place you can go to is Pexels. Here we have Pexels. You can also go to FreePic. And here we have FreePic. So we're going to use one of these pictures from Pixabay. We're not going to go through too many websites at the moment. We just want to get something looking good for our website cover photo. Let's try this one. I don't know if it's going to look too good, but we're going to download 1920 this time. We just want it a bit bigger. Go ahead and save. After you've saved, go ahead and go to Tiny JPG to compress your image. You're always going to do this, guys. You're always going to do this because you don't want to upload an image this big to your website. It's going to be tedious. All right, so let's go to Tiny JPG 549 to 459. We haven't lost much. This is actually terribly big, if you ask me. So we can use Photoshop to reduce the size a bit. All right, so we've gone ahead and downloaded the compressed version. Let's just see if we even want to use this on our website. So let's go to images. We can just drag and drop. All right, so we've dragged and dropped. It's right here. Let's go ahead and give this a shot, see if this works. This actually looks a lot better. All right, then. Not much we can do because its size is pretty much what it is. Let's see if we can find another one just to test, and then we can move on to the next section. All right, this looks good. I think we already have this one. This is for another project that I was working on, so we could try this. Let's try this one. We're going to download 1920 again. We're going to go back to Tiny JPG. Let's just refresh so we can get a clean slate. We are going to compress. Good, we saved a lot. We're going to download. Going to add it to our website. After adding it to our website, we are going to go ahead and let that go. And then we can go bottom center. And that looks kind of okay. I mean, I like this one a bit more because of the high definition, but this isn't so bad. This doesn't look so bad after all. Yeah, but I like the next one a little bit more because of the high definition. So you see, premium quality images do matter. It's a little bit bigger, but it works. All right, so we've done all our changes there. The next thing that we're going to do, just a few design things before we get to the filters, because our website really isn't set up for us. So we're going to go back to dashboard right now. Go to dashboard, and we're going to make some changes. All right, so let's just run the Elementor data updater and run Jet tabs data update. We're good. Close this, we're good. We're going to go to appearance, customize. We have an update pending. We'll do that a little bit later. On customize, we're going to go to site identity. we're going to first change the site icon and the logo. Let's just go ahead and upload our images. So we're just going to select logo. We're going to upload files. So I've uploaded several logos and files that we can use. I'm going to go ahead and leave those as is. So now I think what we're working with is the logo. So I'm going to go ahead and use the white logo for this one. And we're going to skip cropping. And the white logo should appear here. I don't think it's going to appear. It's not going to appear, but it's fine. We'll go ahead and publish those changes. Well, I'll show you soon why it hasn't appeared. And I'll tell you why. The reason why it hasn't appeared is because this header that is used here is not the default WordPress header. It's one built by Crocoblock. So to edit this header, we're going to have to edit the Crocoblock header and make the changes. But that's fine. We're going to try to change this icon right here. It's called a site icon. Just go back. Fave icon. Select icon. And go ahead. You're going to see this updated soon. All right. And it's updated. Go ahead and publish those changes. Going to go back. Let's see if we can take a look at our primary colors. We don't have much to do because everything is built in Crocoblock. All right. So we have some colors here. So let's go ahead and play around with these and see if no, there isn't much that we can do because this blue and this blue is not the same. All right, so we're going to have to change everything manually, I believe. All right, let's take a look at our header styles. So we're going to go back because that's go ahead and remove that and remove that. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to the actual website. Close those things to the right. We're going to go to edit with Elementor and we're going to edit the header inverse. So we see header. It's called header inverse. We're going to edit it. That's the safest way to go about editing. You can also do it from the dashboard by going to dashboard, go to Crocoblock and theme builder. Once you go to Crocoblock and theme builder, and this is something we alluded to earlier with the design of the actual property, single property. Notice that for properties, it's an archive. It says the properties here. We have the header and the footer. And then for single property, we have the header, the footer, and the single property. And these single property and properties, they're all really just layout, page layouts. So if we're displaying a single property, like an overall property, let me show what a single property is. If I try to explain it, it's going to do more harm than good. So a single property is this layout. So this layout is going to follow with the header. This header is going to follow with the footer. And that's this footer right here. And then the body is going to be single property design. So this is single property design. All of this is single property design. And if you want to edit this, there are a few ways to go about it. You can just click edit right here, or you can go to edit with Elementor. You can edit the listing properties grid that we know is right here. And you can edit the listing plans in Elementor, listing plans. So what exactly is listing plans? So single property is this. Listing plans, I believe, is right here because I remember we looked at this recently. Now, we have the header inverse. Like we said, we're going to go ahead and edit this just a bit right now. So we see Findero.me right here. Let's go ahead and edit site logo. We're going to change the image. We're going to go with the white one, of course. And we're going to use the retina logo as well. Let's go ahead and use the white one. All right, that's good. Now we have a size discrepancy. That's fine. Let's go ahead and do that. And that looks good. Now let's see what's under settings. Yes, we're going to remove the link on front page. So on the front page, if you click on it, nothing happens. Linked logo means that on every other page, it's going to take you back to the home page. And we have the style and so on. We don't need to make any more changes there. All right, then. The button here says add property. The only thing we're going to change for the button, and really we don't even have to change anything. We're going to leave it as is. But for the header, we're going to edit section. We're going to go to style, the background color. We're going to change the background color to something a little bit more. What I don't want to do is I don't want to get in the nitty-gritty of changing colors. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to show you how to change it. So we're going to publish. Let us say that you're going to use a different color palette for your website. Here's a good place to go to get color palettes. On coolers.co, you can explore the trending palettes and you'll get a nice color palette. I'm just going to pick one at random. I stop right here. This is kind of ugly. Let's choose another one. We could use this. All right, so we're going to use this red right here. I'm going to go to edit inverse, and for the primary, just going to paste it right here, and that's going to be your primary. Another place that you can change your colors is going to be Elementor theme builder. No, not theme builder. You want to go to site settings is what you want. So we're going to go to site settings right here, and that's going to allow you to change your global colors. But this is just an example. If you want to learn more about Elementor global colors and branding and typography and using the right colors for your website and everything, you'll have to watch one of our other tutorials. That is not the main focus of this tutorial, but because you might want to change the color of your header and your buttons and so on, I'm just allowing you to learn how to do that rather quickly. So we're going to use that. We have this light red that could be our hover. So normally you don't do this on a header, but I'm going to go ahead and do it just for the sake of the tutorial. So now you see it is the hover. Now you can go ahead and grab this, and with the primary, you change it, and there you go. You can change the button, go to style. Let's see what we have. Let's just use this nice blue. It's going to be ugly, but that's aside from the fact we're just learning how to make these changes. So that's that. And the blue and the yellow doesn't look too bad actually. And there we go. So you've learned basically how to make these changes. And like I said, we're not going to keep these changes. To make the changes global, you go to site settings. I'm just going to show you real quickly. On site settings, you're going to go to global colors. And whatever color you change right here, wherever this color exists on the website, it's going to be changed overall. It's the same thing with this color. If it's used somewhere, it's going to be changed. It's going to be changed on the entire website once you change it here. Because these are all variables that are being referenced whenever the color is called, most times. All right, so that's that for global colors. You want to change the font of your website. That's very easy. You know how to do that in Elementor. You can also do that from site settings. I'm going to discard, not going to save. You can do that from site settings, global fonts right here. And whatever changes you make are going to be changed. Now, we're not going to go ahead with these because, we just wanted to see how this works. And now that you know, I'm going to close this. We already have an idea of how to edit our header. We're not going to save these abominable changes. So we're going to exit to WordPress. I hope it's not updated, but if it's updated, bear with me. Let's just go to WordPress, go to visit site, just ensure that those changes weren't added. All right, good, they weren't added, but we do have the logo and we have the site icon. That's good. All right, so you know how to edit the header. Here's the thing, to edit the footer, it's pretty much the same thing. You're gonna go to edit with Elementor, you're gonna go to footer, or you can go to the same theme builder section and edit the footer. Now remember, these are going to be displayed on different pages, all right? So no need to worry. Your different places you can edit it. On the footer, we're gonna have property right here. You can edit this section. I'm gonna change that just a bit. We're gonna use something different. All right, I'm gonna use a background overlay, a black one. We don't have a black. All right, do that right there. Then we're going to increase that. Let's see if we can use a picture that's a little bit more vibrant in the background. We want a picture of the city. I think what we have going on might be good, but let's give this a try. All right, that's good. Get a property. All right, so we need to remove the repeat and change the cover. Maybe that's why this previous image that we used wasn't showing so properly because of the repeat effect that was there. Let's go to top center. Nope, not gonna work. Center. Background overlay. So yeah, we're gonna have to change back to that image that we once had. Where is it? This one, I believe. Okay, let's go with that. And yeah, so we have our property. We can go ahead and work on the overlay just a bit. All right, that's good. Publish those changes. It's much the same way you can edit this section. You can add homepage and just type home. You can type agents and look for the agents page. All right. And go ahead and publish. You can edit your socials, add your link, add your Facebook, add your Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and so on and so forth. I'm going to change the copyright text. All right, and I'm going to make it a little bit bolder and a little bit heavier and publish. So yes, let us exit to dashboard and see what our footer now looks like. We haven't made too many changes. I just wanted to show you how to edit that one. I'm going to go to visit site, 5:42 a.m. And this is good. It's not too heavy. It's not too much. It's really minimalistic. Very nice. All right, then. Now we have our filters to work on. How do we work on our filters? Here's what you're going to do. You're not going to go to edit with Elementor and then edit filter. It doesn't work like that. What you're going to do is you're going to go to Findero dashboard. Then you're going to go to smart filters. So before we actually start working on, making filters and everything, let's just learn exactly what filters are. And I'm not going to be using our website to do that. And the reason is very simple. Our website is not as populated as I would like it to be. All right, so we do have different variations here. And what we can use, we can go to properties listing, and we'll get some options here. So we can filter by property purpose, by location, and property type. And that's beautiful. We can also filter by the number of bedrooms. It would be nice for us to create one for the number of bathrooms. We can filter by the price. So we can change the price where listings appear. And you see that works beautifully. We can also filter by amenities, by condition, and by the type of housing. And this explains a lot of what filters are. But what I want to do also is I want to show you from Amazon. I'm going to go incognito. So are they actually selling the Nissan Kicks on Amazon? Wow, so they're actually selling the Nissan Kicks on Amazon. Is this actually happening? It would appear so. I mean, it does look kind of nice, don't you think, guys? So this is not what we came to Amazon for, but this is brilliant news because now they're actually selling cars on Amazon. I don't know if this is old news, new news, or what, but this is good. This is interesting. So we're just gonna get back to our tutorial. And what I want you to notice is that on Amazon, as we just realized, they're selling cars. All right, that's beautiful. That's good. So they're selling cars, but it's not a car sales website. We also have clothes. It is not a clothes sale website. They have wireless devices, car care supply, battery and jump starters, motor oils and fluids. They have action figures. This looks like takeout food. They have gadgets, Halloween decor. We're making this tutorial around Halloween. The reason why, and they have Nespresso. Oh, that's awesome. So the reason why I've brought us to Amazon is because, as you would realize, Amazon is one of the biggest shopping places online in the entire world. It might be the biggest. And we don't have a problem finding anything that we want. And the reason why that works is because of organization of the website, but most importantly, because of filters. So if we go here and we click on all, we're going to notice that we're going to be able to sort through varying topics and categories. We can look at the best sellers, new releases, movers, and shakers. We can look at Prime Video, Amazon Music, etc., etc. I'm not going to read for you because we're all intelligent people. We can read. We also notice that we can shop by we can shop by medical care, by Whole Foods, by bestsellers, basics, Prime, today's deals. My brother always used to like looking at today's deals. You can filter today's deals by department. which is the most important thing for now. So we have various different departments. And once we click on toys and games, we are going to notice that everything that is displayed is toys and games. We can filter by price, under $50, and we can check for a 25% discount. And there we go again. The reason why I bring this up with filters is because your filter is going to make your website very usable. And the reason why I used our website and Amazon is because I want you to understand that even though this is the website that we're working on here, you can build other websites and understand just what filters are supposed to do, make it easier to sort through your listings and make it easier for the website visitor to find exactly what they're looking for. Then you can be very creative with the filters that you make because now you know what filters are, what you're supposed to do. Now we're going to learn how to make them. So I'm just go ahead and close incognito. You're actually selling the Nissan kicks on Amazon. This is absolutely crazy, guys. I'm actually amazed. I'm satisfied and amazed. All right, so we know about filters. Let's learn how to create filters. We're going to go back to Jet Smart Filters. We have 1, 2, 4, 6 types of filters. We have 6 different filters here. One is a select filter, one is a range filter. 3 of them are checkboxes, and then another select filter. It also tells us the data source, and we don't have to worry too much about the date. All right, so here's what we're going to do. 2 ways we can go about this. Find property filter. It's a select filter. So we're going to go ahead and says find property. That's right here. It's a select. So you can select from drop downs. And the drop down that you select influences what's available in the next option. So if you select rent in the first option, only the properties that are available for rent and locations with properties available for rent will be available in location. And once we have rent and Boston, then only property types that are rentable in Boston will be available. All right, let's learn how to create this filter. To create this filter 2 ways. I'm going to show you the actual best way to learn how to create filters. We're going to go ahead and add new in a new tab. All right. And we're going to go ahead and say find property filter. We're going to click edit. We're going to give our filter a name, new find property. That's good. And we know it's a select filter by nature of how it's going to work. All right. So we've looked here and we see that it's a select filter. And remember, for our select filter or for our find property filter, we're just going to allow the website visitor to select the type of property that they want, and all the options that meet that criteria will be available, which is why we use a select filter. We're going to go ahead and say is hierarchical. Oh yes, and the best way, as I was saying, to learn how to use this is, if you look at the front end here, you might want to recreate this, but not with properties. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to edit the find property filter, and it will tell you how to go about creating. So you're going to give it a name, you're going to select filter, you're going to say yes, it's hierarchical. Filter hierarchy. This is the best part because this is now where you're going to select or tell it which data to use. So you're going to go ahead and click add new. By the way, guys, if you notice a bit of breathing complications, I'm a little bit sick at the moment. So right here, it says the label is purpose. And if you look right here, it says purpose, then location, then property type. And the purpose is for rent, which tells us exactly where it's going to grab the data. So we're going to say purpose of property, just to differentiate our select filter. And the placeholder is going to be purpose of property. The taxonomy. Taxonomy now is where exactly should this filter from? Which data, which database variable or memory space should it use? So which criteria is the best way? Which criteria are we filtering through? And we're filtering through the purpose of the property. So we want to make it easier for our website visitors to filter through the types of properties that are available. So we're going to go ahead and say it's the purpose, right? And that's easy. You can also select from the type, location, property type, type of housing. All these options here are available. Purpose. So that's the first level. So once they know the type or the purpose of the property that they're looking for, then they can select where that property should be. And mind you, it's very easy for you to put, where is this property? All right, it's very easy for you to put this here, and that will be the first criteria. I know that is because you're going to go for a location, and then you can add one to say the price of property. Well, price of property wouldn't necessarily work, would it? Because that's a range filter. Range filter meaning that it moves in a certain range. So the price isn't just a set thing, it varies across a spectrum or across a certain small amount to largest amount. So we couldn't use price. So we have the location and we have the purpose of the property. What else could we filter by? The type of property. That's good. So let's go ahead and say type of property. Copy and paste. And we're going to look for a property type. And you know the interesting thing, you can also look here and say type of housing. And that would work for you. So let me just ensure that we have the right thing here. And we do property type, location, and purpose. And there we go. Use default filter value. We're not going to select that. And for the filter label, we're going to say new find property. Use the same thing that you called it, guys. And just go ahead and update. After updating, we're going to edit this page. So let's duplicate. All right, so here we are. We have the different filters. So what we're going to have to potentially do is we're going to have to go back to our dashboard. We're going to go to Crocoblock and theme builder. On Crocoblock theme builder, we are going to go to properties and not single property, but the archive properties. And we're going to edit properties right here. And the reason why we know is because it's the archive page that we're looking at right here. See, it even tells us that it's the property archive. So once we edit that, then we're going to see all our filters here. To add a filter to our page, just go to the search widget and add filter. What type of filter are we adding? It's going to be a select filter. So let's just add it right here. Which filter are we using? So let's click select filter and we're going to say new find property. That's good. What is this filter for? This filter is for our products, not necessarily products, but our actual listings. So not Woo. So we're going to look for Jet Engine. It's from Jet Engine. And we're going to click on apply button, which is this apply filter. All right. And so you see the filter here now. The reason why it looks different from this one is because of some design discrepancies. So you can just go ahead and change that if you would like. You can, so we're not going to change our designing will be just a matter of your preference. Notice that in this section, we have property first, and it could benefit us to have these labels displayed. So just go to our content. Let us go to show filter label, and that is good. So this property is where, what is the purpose and the type. As you realize happening here, it would turn out that having property type, location, and purpose, just the word, is a little bit easier on the eyes than purpose of, where is this, etc. It's very easy for us to edit that by just going back to our smart filter property. What we're looking at is the placeholder. So we can just change it from key purpose of property, which is what will be here. But for the label, we change it to purpose. And for the label, we change it to where. And I'm just going to update that as is. The reason I'm doing this is because I wanted to see where the changes will be applied. Go ahead and publish and reload. And here we have the change that we just did. And that's it for our select filter. Now, I want to show you something. If we look on our homepage, all right, so if you look on our homepage, and the reason why the logo isn't changed here to what we changed it to before is because when we went to Crocoblock theme builder, we only changed it on the properties page, didn't change it on the archive page. And that's good. We can go ahead and change it because we already learned how to do that. And it's the same with the footer. We never changed it. Well, it's the same footer across all of them. So that's why it's changed here, but they use a different header, both of them. That aside, add your select filter to the home page. You're literally going to select edit with Elementor. It's as easy as selecting edit with Elementor. And after you select edit with Elementor, look at this header. This is ugly. I wonder we did that. You go ahead and edit select filter, and then you're going to use the new property filter. So it's just new find property. And you can go ahead and delete the find property, and you will have the new find property. All right. But discreteness is good. We have too many words and it's a bit much on the eyes. So we can just use the regular find. Come on, find property filter. And there we go. And that's it. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to just close this because I do not want to save it. Let's go ahead and leave. And we're making good progress. This is for our select filter. We're going to leave that as is. The next filter is, this is also a select filter, guys. So you notice this is a select filter on the bedroom. So let's do one for bathroom. So we're going to go back. We're going to add a new filter. We are going to call it bathroom filter. Bathrooms filter. It is going to be a select filter. Copy. Remember, copy and paste and paste. Not going to be hierarchical. The field is going to be jet engine glossary. Place roller. We can say num of bathrooms. Select glossary is going to be bathroom. So remember we had this error earlier where I changed the spelling, and because of that it returned an error. We're going to leave it as is. For our set query key field, we're going to give the name of the actual variable that it's saved. It's in bathrooms. And if you look at jet engine post types, you'll find it. All right, guys. So let's go to jet engine post types properties. Remember this, where we created a custom post type. All the way to your meta fields and look for bathrooms. I think it was all the way at the end. It's right here. Glossary. This is what it's called. Name ID. This is what it's called. And it want the glossary. The bathrooms glossary. This is the words. This is the glossary that it's from. And there it is again. And yes, we're good. I think we're going to use greater than or equal to. So this is the minimum amount of bathrooms, at least 2 bathrooms. So it's going to show all the properties with 2 or more bathrooms available. And we update that. On this page, we're going to go ahead and just duplicate. And below bedroom, we're going to say, I think we called it bathroom filter. Yeah, we did. Bathroom filter. And there we go. This is actually good. And let's publish those changes as well. The next filter we have is the price, and it's actually a range filter that's happening here. Notice you can select properties within a certain range, right? So a select filter wouldn't work here. So to do that, we're just going to go ahead and say add new filter. We are going to do a range filter. We're going to call it new price, copy, and let's just select that so we can get here quickly. Then select a range filter again. And this one is going to be quite interesting because here's what we're going to have to do. To get our min-max value, we're going to keep our min-max value dynamically at none. The step. Now, if we say step, it means that how much does the range go by when we move it. So let's click right here. It's moving by about 1,200, I believe, or thereabout. I'm not sure. But what we're going to do is we're going to move ours by 1,000. That's our step. Following this design, we're going to actually give it a minimum 100. Is that what's here? But I don't think a property is going to be listed for $100, 1,000. So let's just put that $10,000. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that's $1 million. No prefixes or suffixes, like I said. No inputs enabled. But we're going to have to put the price. So we need to have price $sign. So we're going to add a $sign for the prefix. And we could have cents. I don't know if you use that anywhere in the world. Sure. For the suffix, the prefix goes before, the suffix goes at the end. Number of decimals. Let's put 2 decimal places. Decimal separator where I am is a period, but in some places it's a comma. So that gives you that flexibility. And the thousand separator is a comma where I am, and in some places it's a period. Query variable. Set query field key. For query key field, I'm going to have to look here for that. So the query variable is just a variable name for the field that we're working on. So that is actually going to be price. And again, to get that, you go to post types. Price is all the way at the top. And the variable name is price. Yeah, it's here, price. Continue. I'm going to use a default value and update that. And remember, guys, you can literally just go right here and all filters, and you can see the different filters, and from there you can figure out how to create your filters. That's good. Let's go back here. Let's duplicate this, and we're going to just close and say new. Come on. New price is going to be the same. Except that now the price is 10,000 and I see properties for rent for 3,500. So they actually did the right thing, the Jet Engines team or the Crocoblock team when they were making this, because I didn't remember that. All right, I'm in Jamaica, guys. Normal rent is $10,000, but yeah. So there are changes that things that they've done that are right. And we have a check filter, I believe these are. Let's go ahead and take a look. Yes, these are checkboxes. Just go ahead and create one. We'll need to create one. Add new. It says here for amenities. Just go ahead and say new amenities. Checkbox. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. It's going to be a checkbox. The data source is going to be amenities. So we're going to have to get that from. Where is the amenities? I believe the amenities are in the glossary. Are they? So properties. No. So I think it's a field. I don't like scrolling like that. So amenities are not here. So it must be in Jet Engine glossary. So we're going to go to Jet Engine and go to glossaries and amenities. I don't see amenities here either. Maybe it's in a taxonomy. Properties. No, seriously, where exactly are the amenities listed? Is it features? Yeah, it's in features. So it's a glossary, Jet Engine glossary, and the glossary is a features. I'm almost certain that's what it is. Let's go ahead and look. Smart filters, amenities filter. Yeah, it's actually the features, which is crazy. I don't know why they just name it the same thing, because now it made it a bit harder for us to find it. Nonetheless, so this is a taxonomy. So I think what we call this is features. Is that it? No, it's features with a big F. Features to big F, and that matters, guys. So features to big F. Let me just check and confirm here. Here's a features with a small f. What is happening? This is absolutely crazy. All right, so features with a small f. Fine. Sure. Features with a small f. No default filter value. Sure. Go ahead and update. Go back here and duplicate. After duplicating, we're going to go new amenities. Come on. You got this. New amenities checkbox. And we have it again. So new amenities checkbox. And I think the reason why that appeared here is the filter label that we gave it is new amenities checkbox. And that's all right. Let's go ahead and publish. Don't. All right. Now that we've published these changes, we can do types of houses and condition on our own time. Our tutorial will never end. So we're actually doing pretty good. We've actually figured out how to do our filters. We can keep this as is. I'm going to leave it as is for the introduction of the video to just show you what we're going to be doing. But in the final version of your product, you're going to want to use just the ones that are necessary. It's not helpful to have two of the same filters. That might break the site, potentially not, but we'll see. And let's get to the next part. The next part is we're actually going to have to figure out our agents. Now, Crocoblock said that I did something that made agents not being displayed. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to take a look at what Crocoblock said, figure it out, and then we're going to wrap up the tutorial. We have the agents to create, and the agents is basically creating your profile, adding your properties, and then we can test. So once you create the agents, agents can add properties. Let's just go ahead and add a property. Then let's have someone in a test come on the website, take a look at that property, and try to reach out. So let's see if it's right here. And request join. That's right here. We're going to learn how to create all of this, and we can connect with him, and we'll be doing good. All right, guys. So what we wanted to do at this stage of the tutorial is we wanted to go ahead and just resolve the agents section. So we noticed that the agents aren't being listed. And when we go to the properties, right, so we're going to fix that header, and I'm going to show you how I made this. When we go to the properties, like we said at the start of the tutorial, the agents aren't being listed. This one is shown because, we fixed this, so we know how to do this. But the part of the website that should list the agents, that part is not working, right? So we're not seeing the agent. And I reached out to Crocoblock Support. The problem is that I've been working on this tutorial for almost 2 months now, right? And the support is taking a while. They're saying that I made a change that led to this issue here. And I'm saying I couldn't have made that change. I've not been to that part of the website. And it's going to be a long back and forth that I can't be bothered with. But what you can do is, I'm assuming that Crocoblock is right and I did something wrong. If you have that issue, reach out to support and they can actually help you. They know what's wrong. They can fix it. I just can't bother with going back and forth with them. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to make your website responsive. Responsiveness means that the website works beautifully on tablet as well as it works on mobile, as well as it works on desktop. Now, that is something that is important because over 80% of your website traffic is going to be coming from mobile. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to fix this header. Notice that the proper logo is not there. Just going to go ahead and say edit with Elementor, and we're going to edit the header. Another place that we can do this is just go to the dashboard, go to Crocoblock. Theme Builder is where we want to go in Crocoblock. And when we get to Crocoblock Theme Builder, remember I said to you that the edit that we fixed was this one under single property. All right, so we can go ahead and view this. Let me see if I can view. I can't view this just like that. I can edit it, however. So what I'm going to use, I'm just going to go ahead and click Edit Content. And you're going to see. So this isn't the one that was changed, actually. The one that was changed is header inverse. That's right. This is the one that we changed. So the header that we fixed was header inverse. So this is the header for header inverse. This is the one that you see on the front page. This is the one that you see on different parts of the website, like on the listed properties. And you're also going to see this on the archive page. Now, notice that both these headers are different headers. So what we're going to do is we're going to fix these other headers to look like the main header. So let's just remember where we were. We clicked on edit header. You can go to Crocoblock Theme Builder and you can edit this header and you can edit this header, the header inverse is, and you can edit this header as well. So let's do them one at a time. This change is going to be pretty much the same. What we're going to do is we're going to just go back to header. We are going to edit site logo. Let's just change our logo. I'm going to use the purple one for this example. Then we're going to reduce the size, like we said. I'm going to teach you real quickly image SEO. I don't believe I've taught you image SEO. Image SEO is going to be search engine optimization for images. Now, what is search engine optimization? Search engine optimization is when you optimize your website and its content. So you can optimize your blog, your pictures in this case, which is image SEO, and your pages and so on. You're optimizing them for search. And what that means is that when someone goes to Google and they're looking for properties in LA, you want to be one of those websites that appear. Matter of fact, you want to be the first or second option, because all the website listed after option 3, so that is 4 onwards, get less than 10% of the available traffic. The ranking number 1 and ranking number 2 are the first and second options get most of the traffic. So how are you going to optimize your images for SEO? Well, there are a few things you're going to do. Just click on your image. The title is going to have to be optimized, meaning that you're going to optimize it for what your ideal website visitor would search in Google. So let us say that you're optimizing this picture. All right. You're not going to call it Dylan Kid, all of these numbers, because that's not helpful. Instead, what you're going to do is you're going to call it something that is more descriptive of what the image is as it relates to your website. So this is a suburban home listing. So we're going to call this, let's just say, because if you look at the image, guys, let me just click edit image so you can see a little bit bigger. This is what the image is about. There are some homes. This looks like the suburbs. What we're going to do is we're going to call this something related to what this website is about. So we're going to call it, let's say, for example, suburban home real estate. And notice that instead of using space, we use a hyphen. And that's just for the name. Suburban home real estate listings, Los Angeles. So that's going to be the name. The alt text is going to tell the browser what your image is about. It's also going to tell your website visitor what your image is about. Now, this could be a lot of things. This could be home, this could be house, this could be construction, this could be Poland, Italy, this could be sunny weather on home, this could be suburban home. This picture could be so many things. When you use the alt text, it gives the search engine a better understanding of what the image is as it relates to your website. And when somebody comes to your website that can't see, they're going to be using what's called a screen reader. Now, the screen reader can read a text. That's easy. It can't read the image, right? The alt text is what it's going to substitute. And when the page doesn't load properly, let's say someone has poor internet connection and the image doesn't load, it's going to load the alt text. So your alt text is very important. For your alt text, I suggest that you give it an equally descriptive name. So we're going to say, and we're going to copy this alt text and we're going to paste it as a description. I'm going to paste it as a caption as well. I've seen the pros paste it in a caption as well. And we're going to, so that's not what I should put there, but let's say this image is on the page here. So let's say this image is on the home page. This image is now going to optimize our homepage for that search term. So whenever somebody goes to Google and they search buy home or property in LA or suburban home listings in LA, this image could appear. When you click on that image could lead them to our website. As a matter of fact, having that image on our page increases its ranking factor for that search term, and that search term is called a keyword. And just like that, guys, you have learned SEO. So let's use the proper logo. We have learned image SEO, we've learned SEO. This is good. I don't think I'm going to change the background. I'm going to leave it as is and publish. All right. We are going to close this one. We're here. I'm going to leave that one. For the theme builder, I'm going to go again and I'm going to edit the single property header because that's one that also needs to be changed. And in just the same manner, guys, you can go ahead and edit the footer. It's the same thing. All right. So the theme builder, this one is edited as well. And I believe we just edited the one for properties. Perhaps not. We just go ahead and check them as we go along. There isn't much that we need to worry about. All right, that's edited. And we're going to edit this one as well. Because it seems to me that, let me check to confirm first. All right, so this header that we just changed. So we changed one header, one logo, one place. So we changed the logo in one header. And it was in, I believe it was in a single property. It's the same header that is being used across the entire website, except for the homepage. And the header that's being used on the homepage is called header inverse. And that is this one here. Now, if you go to the home, let me just close this and then link in new tab. I think it should take us home. When you go home, you're going to see we have this black header. All right. So there it is. And when you go to any of the properties, you're going to see the white header that we just fixed here. All right. So that's good. And different color logo. You're going to see a different color logo on the home page, which is the white one. All right. That is good. Now I'm going to show. So let's just go ahead and close everything else. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how we made this design. Now, the first place is how do we get this image? We're going to go to Unsplash. On Unsplash, we're going to type real estate. And here we have this image. Ensure that it has free to use under the Unsplash license. The Unsplash license says all images can be downloaded and used for free. Remember, guys, you can't just go to Google and type in images type in the name of the image that you want and take it from Google. You can be sued. So it's always important to read the license details. And this one says that all images can be downloaded and used for free, commercial and non-commercial purposes, no permission needed, though attribution is appreciated. In a way, this is my way of attributing them because I'm saying this is how I got this image. You can go ahead and get it here as well. What is not permitted is that the image cannot be sold without significant modification. And you can't compile images from Unsplash to create a similar competing service, meaning that you can't take all Unsplash images and make your own website like Unsplash. That is that is grounds for a lawsuit. So now that we have this image, and there are a few others you can choose. I mean, this one looks really nice. I think I might even choose that one. I mean, look at it. So let me just go back. This looks nice. But this looks really nice. I'm going to download this one. Download Medium. And this one also might be good based on what we have. Download Medium again. All right. And this one might be good. Yeah. All right. Now that we have our images, we're going to go back to our website on the home page. So we're on the home page, guys. All right. Are we on the home page? Oh, wait. I removed the link from the home page is what I did. So on the home page, all right, we are going to edit with Elementor, just plain edit with Elementor because we're editing this section. So this is where we're going to learn responsiveness, and we are also going to learn how to make this section. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to click here. You're going to edit section on style. So the first thing is set your width to 723, or you can set it to 720. Doesn't matter. Change your minimum height to 624 pixels. That is going to ensure that this image takes up the entire area. Other thing that you need to do is you need to go to advanced and use these options on the padding. 500 for the right, 125 for the bottom, 74 for the top, 0 on the left. On style, go to style and change your background image to the images that you just downloaded. Remember, go to TinyJPG and optimize. Every time you upload an image, always do image SEO. All right, so I'm going to upload my file that I just downloaded. All right, now that you've added your images, ensure that you do image SEO. So change title, alt text, caption, and description accordingly. Then add it to your website. All right, after you've added it to your website is not going to look like this. So you're going to click here, edit column. I'm going to go to style. You're going to change the background to full black. You can go all the way full black if you'd like. I'm just going to keep it slightly transparent. All right. You're going to right click on heading, style, and you're going to custom. Keep it at white, so full white. That way the text is shown. For your filters, this is where it gets interesting just a bit. Right click, edit your select filter. For your select filter, you're going to go to style. First off, go to advanced, go to background, and set transparent background. So it doesn't matter in which direction, the background must be fully transparent. Then go to style. Under select, you're going to change the text color to, I believe it's white. All right. The background color, you're going to change it to fully transparent yet again. The border color, you're going to use this gray 300. All right. And you're going to move from select to label. Label, you're going to use the full white for the color. All right. And you're going to have your filter set up. For the border color, again, you can use gray 300, I believe is what we're using. Or maybe not. So just use gray 300 for our border. And that is good. I don't think we need to change anything else. You can change your button, your text color, and so on. But we're going to leave it as it is. And that's it for the select filter. Now we have 2 more filters to do. All right, so we're going to go to our another select filter. So if this is also a select filter, what you could do is you could copy and paste style, or you can do it manually. Again, advanced, background, ensure that it's completely transparent. I've left a bit of dark here just to keep the background standing out a bit more so that the text is shown more beautifully. But you can be completely transparent on just a little bit. Go to Style and select, and gray 300 for the text color. The background color is completely transparent. You're also going to use gray 100 for your border color. You're going to go to label. Under label, you're going to go to a full white. Sorry about that noise, guys. It's rush hour traffic right now. So you're going to get white, full white, and you're going to use gray 300, I suppose, for the border color on the label. Price filter or range filter. We are going to go to the background. We have a bit of color going on here again. So you can or cannot, you can choose to keep or not keep it. That's up to you. You can go full transparent to make your job a little bit easier. Then go to style. You're going to use gray 100 for the slider. For the background color, it's green, but I don't think it matters too much. On the range, however, use green or you can use yellow. You're going to see right here, I'm using green to have a standout effect. All right. And the background color, like I said, is going to be green. Default is green. For the values, we are going to use gray 300 for the values. And the values are going to be right here, as you know. Then for the inputs, we're not changing anything on the inputs. The slider is what's important. So we're going to change to gray 100. And for the range, we're going to change to green. And I think that's it. Values, input, label. You're going to use the full white for the label color. And I think that's it. So that's how we're going to create this section. As you realize, you can go ahead and let's look right here now. You can go ahead and use different images that have appeared. So just go ahead and edit section. We've downloaded a few images. Maybe you have an image of your own that you want to use. You can go ahead and use that. And there we go. This is actually pretty beautiful. All right, guys. So I'm gonna change it back to what we had before. No, this is a new one as well. For sale century 21. That's nice. All right. So this is starting to become a beautiful website. It's a lot more beautiful than what we started off with, and it's very effective. Like I said, if you want help with the agents section, you can go ahead and contact Crocoblock. They will actually help you. It's just that I can't spend too much time on this because I have a business to run. All right. It's taking a bit of time is what's happening. But anyway, there we go. Now, we mentioned that we're going to learn about responsiveness. What is responsiveness? Responsiveness is when your website works well. I'm going to go ahead and save this. All right, guys, go ahead and publish. Responsiveness is when your website works well on mobile, as well as it works on tablet, as well as it works on desktop. And the reason why we say this is important is because when you're using the internet, when you have a website, most of your website traffic is going to come from mobile. But people will change. Users will change from mobile to desktop to make the purchase, to check out, and to do whatever it is that they really want to do because, bigger screen. So we're going to have to make our website work well on all devices. On Elementor, you're going to notice we have 3 icons here. Right now, we're using the desktop version. We're seeing what it looks like on desktop. That is good. What we're going to do now is we're going to click on a tablet portrait, and this is what our website looks like on the tablet. So this is what our website looks like on tablet, and it's very beautiful if you ask me. I'm not going to make too many changes. I mean, we can go ahead and edit this listing grid. You're going to notice that it says the column's number is for tablet, and you can click and you can go for mobile. It's going to change for mobile. If you change to 2, it works well, mind you. And this might be a better design than doing 1. Because when you use 1 column here, you're going to be scrolling for a while. But with 2, it's a little bit more comfortable. It's using the screen size well. I see all this. We can edit our filter. Select width for mobile. All right, that's good. Content, we need to change the width of our content for sure. So let's just look for that. I think it's under style. Select, label, button, advanced. Because the length of I want to increase the width of our content, and I don't see how I can do that. Let me look at the column to see if there is so there is no padding involved. So this looks like what it's going to be. Now we're going to have to work on changing design for the drop down. So just need to look for a drop down, label, select, drop down, content. It's not in button. Let's see if we have group filters. We can change the vertical space between content. So yeah, we're not able to change the length, but let's just edit this select filter, because I'm seeing where the length of this select filter is a lot bigger. So I'm going to publish, and this is where it can get a little bit difficult, guys. Yeah, so I see that. So I'm going to go ahead and copy, and I'm going to paste that and see what happens. And it fixes itself. Now let's look at the desktop version. And the desktop version is all messed up now. So that's a problem. The problem is that based on how it looks on mobile, we can have a certain look on desktop as well, which is problematic. Because you notice that the desktop version doesn't look the way it used to look now. So let's just go ahead and find property. And I have no idea what the option was that was changed. So I'm going to go ahead and click here, history, and we're going to do that. Whoa, I'm finding some errors here. All right, here we go. Now let's go back to mobile. I'm going to publish these changes. Notice the text is a little bit big. Go ahead and change the size of that. We perhaps need some padding at the top for the mobile. So we're going to add 20 at the top. 20 at the bottom. Let's add 10 at the left and 10 at the right. We might have to put some more at the top. All right, that's good. We can do the same with the header, so everything is in one line. Well, that's fine. I am going to publish changes. What I want to do is I want to copy this select filter, and I want to paste the style here so everything is beautiful. I'm going to see if it looks the same. It does look the same on desktop. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to go to history. We're going to go back. We're going to go to mobile portrait. We're going to duplicate. All right. After we've duplicated, what we're going to do is we're going to paste style. All right. So let me show you what we're doing. This is a select filter, and these are both select filters. This select filter does not look good on mobile, but it looks good on desktop. Meanwhile, this looks good on desktop and mobile. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, all right, show this select filter, edit, advanced, responsive. On responsive, we're going to hide this select filter on desktop, but we're going to show it on mobile. And this is the one that we're going to edit. So we're going to, the select filter that we want, we're going to just copy, and we're going to paste style. Now this looks good. And then for this select filter is the one we're going to show on desktop. So go to responsive, we're going to show it on desktop, but we're not going to show it on mobile. Now, if you do like that, and we go to desktop, select filter is good. On mobile, our select filter is good. And on tablet, our select filter is good. Now, tablet doesn't look as good because of this one right here. We have too many things floating all around. So we're going to keep So this one that is not being displayed, we're going to edit the select filter. We're going to show this on mobile, on tablet, and this one is only going to be shown on mobile. Wait, what? This one. This one is only going to be shown on mobile. So I don't get why this one is not. All right, so we're going to have to figure it out. So we're going to show this one. All right, let's see if this works. Yep. And that works. Yes. And it works. Yes. All right. So the first one, which is the one that we pasted the style from this one, is not going to be shown on tablet and desktop. It's only going to be shown on mobile. Meanwhile, the second one, this one, is going to be shown on everything except for mobile. And we have this here, we have this here. And for the mobile, we're going to add advanced. We're going to add some margin to the mobile. Oh, it could have been this. It could have been the width. It could have been the width that is changed. Yeah, perhaps. So we're going to add some margin. So 10 to the top, or well, 15. And to the bottom, 20. We're going to add some margin here as well. 10 to the top. And not to the right, but to the bottom. All right, and that's done. Now you notice that we spent quite a bit of time just working on this section so this is what you're going to see when you come to the website. We'll spend some time working on this section. And that is because it's very important for this to work and look good. And it kind of looks like we even have too much happening here. So what we could do is we could also hide these options so that we only have the property select filter, no location, no bedroom, no price. And that could be it. Now we have this going on here. We have this going on here. Notice that this section is not displayed nicely. So we're going to have to edit that. All right, so we're going good so far. Our footer is okay. Our footer is okay. All right, that's good. And on tablet, sorry, I haven't looked at tablet in great depth. All right, it looks good so far. It looks good. It looks good. It looks good. It's yet again, it's not being displayed properly, but we're going to fix that next. And I'm happy that it's not showing properly, so I can actually go through the steps and show you how to fix it. This section right here, this needs some editing. Boxed. Let's go with 1280. That's a normal width, I suppose. So 1280. We have an empty space over here. We don't know what that is for. So go to advanced. And let me just see what's happening here. So in this section, all right, and all right, so we don't know what's causing us to have this blank space over here. So I'm not going to do that because that might break it. But I believe it's the column. We need the column to take up 50%. Or well, yeah, 50%. And this one takes up 50% as well. This columns, we're editing the columns. So we can just copy and paste style and paste style. And that's good. This is good. This is good. And yeah. All right, that's good. What we're going to do next is we're going to fix this part. It doesn't look good, guys, on mobile. On tablets, sorry. It looks good on, no, it doesn't look good on mobile either. So let's just exit to WordPress. All right. Now, remember we learned how to edit these designs. We've already done that. It's the same thing. We should have done the responsiveness at that time, but we wanted to focus on the more complicated stuff. So here's what we're going to do. A few ways we can go about editing this section. We can go to edit with words. We can go to edit with Elementor, listing properties grid, listing item. Once we edit that, we should be at the template. And we are. Now that we're on the template, everything is ready to edit. Let's just click on tablet and let's click on mobile. Now you notice that it's not looking good on mobile. It looks fine on tablet. So on mobile, we're going to edit this icon list. Let's go to the style. Space between, we're going to change that to 15, and that's fine. Let's go to our tablet. We know it wasn't showing properly on tablet, so the space between on tablet is also 20. Let's change that to 15. And let's go to advanced, ensure everything is okay. Yes, everything is all right. Everything is all right. Let us publish. I think that is it. And here's the beautiful thing. Like we said, once you made a change here, it's going to be made site-wide. Let's go ahead and a few changes. Let's click on here. We can edit the entire thing with Elementor. And after we've edited the entire thing with Elementor, what we can do is we can go ahead and all right, so don't worry about that, guys, because that is what we did. We just made those changes so that the entire thing works and fits together on tablet and mobile. We can go to tablet. Once we edit with Elementor, we can see if it works. So it doesn't work here. All right. So I'm going to edit icon list on tablet, content, style, space between is going to be 10. Now the space between the icon, let's put it back at 15 actually. The space between the icon and the word, I am going to change that to something smaller. And just 2. And we're going to change the size a little bit smaller. We're going to publish those changes. And I think I did something wrong when I did that. Let's just edit with Elementor. Yet again. Go to tablet. Change. This is what everyone's going to see. And now it's fixed. And now it is fixed. All right. So we've completed our responsive design. That's beautiful. Just exit to WordPress. And I'm going to close this one and go to dashboard. So we've completed the responsive design. I'm going to stop right here, guys, because we need to fix the agent section. And like I said, I'm not getting very far with the Crocoblock team. What I'm going to do is we've learned a lot today. I'm just going to make it up for you in the next tutorials. We're going to be doing some other tutorials in the future. We're going to be teaching you how to build a website that gets you clients and revenues. And we're also going to be building our businesses online. So if you are interested in those kinds of videos, go ahead and hit subscribe. And if you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment below. We're more than willing to help you with those issues. So let us get started in the next tutorial appearing on screen right now. Thank you, guys.